know my ability score.
Oh, yes, ability. Oh, I do remember. I did do that.
Yeah. It was a
Good
good way
setup
to
for
set
success.
everybody up for the level 4 ability score increase that'll be coming up when you guys get some more experience in your pockets.
Jawohl.
But if everybody is here and ready to go...
I am.
Yeah, we're good now.
Think
All right.
Oh, what's up?
You good?
Cool. We're making sure you're ready.
So everybody who can see Roll20 right now, I'm sure you can read the letter that's on there, but still, in the mission log, which was you later found actually as you were taking everything out and disrobing at the spa inside of Murdigan.
He was rolling something.
When you were disrobing in the spa, I will, another addendum to last session, say that you found the logbook, which Jerlor has been inscribing for you guys. And inside was this letter.
Beautiful.
As to whether or not Murdigan, if she would choose to be the one who continues writing this, or if she would pass it on to somebody else, is up to you, or if she would literally just forget about it. But you found it amongst your things, and this note was inside.
So the current goal note?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you wish,
Is
you
it
can...
like a physical note?
It is just inscribed in the page of the mission log that would be where today's usually is.
Then I would probably hand this off to someone.
Okay.
Who could it be?
Who would you hand it off
Oh,
to?
God.
Or do you just want to choose at random?
Sure, I'll
roll a d4.
Is there only 4 of us?
There's
Well,
4
That's
others
out of yourself.
you.
Excluding
That's not
you.
Yeah. I guess interpret how which one's which.
I will go in alphabetical order and say that then you pass it to Behem.
I take the book and I flip through it. How easy is it for me to read it?
You can't read.
I don't.
How's the
Can you read common?
I can.
Then you can read this book. And indeed, there are only the first 5 pages printed in so far. And they are all the previous logs from before.
To be entrusted with the tactical genius of Jerlor.
There's the last, you recall, the one prior here, indeed, is much the same. After the Manticore encounter, this one, which was taken just as the Manticore had ambushed you guys, as Jerlor was a little bothered of you all talking about how your fronts were being hit so much. A fond memory, indeed.
I flip through the pages and see all the events that led us here, and I say,
Truly, we have deserved the rest we must take this day. It's been a long journey for all of us.
I would say so.
Do you pass the message of the note along to the rest, I'm assuming, Behem? Do you
yes.
read it
Yes,
aloud to them?
Yes. Hold on. bring it up again so I can read it in my beast man voice.
If you'd
Yeah.
like to, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'll read the last bit.
Okay.
Yada 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 yada.
And it says, "To you all, I truly wish the best, and to see each of you once more before our days are done. Safest travels, my friends, dear Lord Duskfire."
Sebastian just sort of is like arms crossed a little bit, nodding his head, closed eyes.
This would be
Yeah,
happening
thanks
while
to
you
Mr.
guys are
Baxter.
still in the spa. This is kind of a
Gotcha.
flashback. So you guys would still be in the spa, passing this around, having
I say-
your moment of relaxation still.
His handwriting seems impeccable. Though, what would I expect from a man with 6 hands? I laugh.
And an elf, no less.
Ah.
Surely he
Hmm.
would have to learn
That's-
how to write well after a couple hundred years.
I closed the book and put it amongst my things.
Hmm. Does anyone
I
object to this?
I do not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. You now have the group's logbook and can choose to keep up its existence and write in it further if you wish to do so.
I think I will. Also, what session number is this?
Book jump.
Session number 8, log number 5. I know they're offset from each other.
We'll get it caught up.
Maybe.
Session
I don't know. Maybe.
How would we?
I
We'll
don't
find
know,
a
but
way.
maybe. That's why I
my
just don't-
OCD compels it. It will happen.
D&D is one of those things. Maybe there'll be a time jumper, like a maybe
Oh,
like
no.
a flashback.
Lots of missions back. We'll knock out like 3 missions in one session and it'll be perfect.
Clear out our mission.
Yes,
Side
the
mission
side
log.
quest
Write out
log.
a few pages and then just toss them off to the side.
Yes.
Um,
So, are we back to current time?
yeah, now, flashing forward again to you all are out on the street,
That didn't take long.
outside of your district, right where that little purple star is on the map, outside of the Golden Tub, the
Mhm.
the very empty bathhouse, let's just
Yes.
say, that you found here in Verreen.
Nicer than I expected for the state of the town. Oh, that was refreshing. He's just kind of stretching his arms out.
I do the same and pop all of my joints all at once.
With a nice, like, kind of like bubble wrap, but meatier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Crack my neck.
terrifying and impressive.
Well, thank you.
It's like, so, well, I have a few things I'd like to take care of, and I sort of take out the house Valerian brooch that I have in my possession. It's like, I believe this should be returned to the reigning house, the Valerian. They are an elven house of which my family is not directly aligned with, but I know of them, and it would be rude of nobility, such as I, to not make my presence known in a city occupied by them as well. So, I believe that is something I would like to do as soon as I can.
Then forge your ties, lad. I, for one, wish to do the only thing one can do when escaping from a dragon's lair, and spend its cash.
And I dangle the little bag of coinage that I have accumulated.
Ah, yes, very well. I don't want to miss out on the shopping, but this is something I need to do.
What time of day is it, Todd?
It's just sort of turned to midday, like late hour of 11, early 12. Like it might just be noon.
So we can still have hot girls brunch.
Hot boys brunch.
We should probably look into those metal containers.
The ones with food?
Yes, I don't know what we want to do with them.
Yes, you do still have your 3 stone food cases.
Maybe we
Um,
drop those with
with
the quartermaster for the army.
with which you currently do not know the contents of, but you know the approximate weight, and you knew what you could carry. So you took with you what you did.
I say we drop those with the quartermaster and give them to the rest of the army while they're stationed here.
Okay. So
I have no objection.
the cart is still back at, like it's just parked outside your bunkhouse, which is a little far away. So you guys would have to walk back there. Is everybody going, or?
Yes.
All right.
I would sort of, before that kind of thing start moving, I would sort of tap Civ on the shoulder. It's like, see if you have a second.
Yes. Stepped
Oh right, we're just standing here. That's right. It's like, would you be willing to accompany me to visiting House Valerian? I think I'd feel better with a friend at my side. He looks sort of nervous.
Yeah.
It's not your obligation as part of the job, though. It's only if you want to. I do not wish to take your time.
Well, we do have 2 days to do anything we wish, so I will accompany you on this.
He looks relieved. Thank you. Then he looks you up and down, and how's your outfit looking right now?
I am wearing my chainmail armor, whatever armor it was I had equipped.
We need to do something about that, though.
Oh no!
Make another episode.
Like,
and,
is it just armor and like pants, or like what's the? Out of my curiosity, like, is there a chain skirt element to it? Are there pants? Does it hang below the waist at all?
Hold that thought. Let me.
I'm trying to get a visual here as a DM to know how rough and tumble Civ kind of looks.
I am fucking Zolder Man. I am wearing my armor.
Okay, so you are dressed just like your picture.
Yeah, pretty much.
But with chainmail.
Yeah.
Medieval football, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically elf football player. With an elven football player with a dwarven battle axe on their back.
Heresy.
I mean, I do have a dwarven battle axe with me. Hi.
It's like, so it's like, so, let's get you something, nice to wear. And then he's gonna start, like, finding the nearest, tailor. It's like, I have no problem with your style, I like it, but, I do not wish to insult the court.
I'm just kind of looking up and down at myself, like, giving a quizzical look like is something wrong.
I'd say if you're just questioning your outfit, then Sebastian, just go ahead and make a straight investigation check.
Ooh, you bet. Let me put my things up. Okay. First roll of the day. Let's see. Come on, where are you? 3!
A 3?
Let's go.
So, as the rest of the group is currently walking off to go deliver food to the quartermasters, you two split off to go try and find a tailor for several, realizing he's not dressed to see nobility. And immediately you just head off into the market square and are lost for at least 2.5, 3 hours just bustling about in the market. Like,
if I remember right, at the left here should be. Oh, well, okay. Around the corner there should be.
Around through a sea of
excuse me.
people.
Sorry. Do you know? Okay. Yeah, just it's trying to go off of the knowledge of a few years ago when he visited, and the city's not what he remembered, or his memory is really bad, and he can't find all the same places he went to.
Yeah, so you were currently just lost, contained within the busy, bustling market square
Lord.
here for most of the afternoon.
Perfect.
But I will say that after such,
start to
you
look-
do
I start to
emerge.
look like that disgruntled kid that got dragged along with mom for shopping.
You do emerge. to
Fashion will be worth
see,
it.
There is on the edge. There's a general store. In appearance on the edge
They sell
of
general store?
the the market square, and it is currently in the front. There's a large display of not like they're not peasant clothes, but it's not like a fine tailor, but like you could find presentable clothing in here that doesn't just look like peasant work clothes or traveler gear, if that's the sort of thing you're trying to avoid.
That would probably, yeah. Something presentable in a court. Or at least to Sebastian's view of wanting to create the best first impression he can. So it's like he sort of snaps his fingers. That should do. I was hoping to find something better, but this can suffice. Sorry it took so long. Let's go inside.
So, first of all, you
Moving very
notice
quickly.
the name on the store. The name is Fallman's General Goods.
Almonds General Goods.
And as you walk in, it's pretty bog standard general store from what you'd expect. You know, there are barrels with, like tables with bins of fresh produce set out, and large sacks of grain open for the taking. There's stacks of closed one as well. Scoops and stuff, so that way you can take what you need. Various pieces of just kind of not equipment, but there are some very basic tools and pieces of like farming gear and some artisans' tools of certain crafts. It would depend on what you're looking for. And then in the far back left corner, there's just a bunch of folded clothing and one wooden mannequin that's currently not dressed in anything, but is sort of stood over there to signalize, like, hey, this is where the clothing is.
Do I see the shopkeep?
Indeed, yeah, there is a kind of rotund but hardy-looking human man about in his 40s, kind of graying at the edges. He's got a handlebar mustache and a
Excellent.
brown leather eye patch that's sort of one of the full head wraparound 3-point ones.
Pardon me, my good man.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to Fallman's General Goods. What can I get for you?
I am Sebastian Bronzecrown, and my friend Cyril is in need of a new pair of clothes, so I'd like to get that for him. Your finest wear, suiting to meet royalty, also suiting his warrior stature, of course. I do not wish to insult him either. Yes, forthwith. He claps twice.
You're going to see the Duke?
That is my intention.
Sort of looks at you.
You know, he's not, like, up to political discussions, he won't want to talk to you.
I'm not the. I'm. It's like.
Kind of like
sort of stumbles a little
looks at your bright blue side cape specifically.
I'm not going to visit him as a member of the military. I'm visiting him as one of House Bronzecrown. Our families are not directly related, but we have ties together as elven houses. So I wish to communicate with him as a member of the elven.
Well, okay. You want clothes? Then we got clothes. I mean, they're not fancy, but they're not bad.
And he sort of gestures towards the back of the room there.
Please, take a look.
We'll find something that works. And yes.
I will say that while you two decide what Several is going to find to wear, you guys can discuss
Yeah,
that if
we
you
gotta
want
have the
in your
montage.
DMs.
Oh my god.
In the meantime, though, and in the past few hours while this is happening, the rest of you, so Behem, Bolt would be there too.
Nice.
Murdigan and Ruka, you guys all head back to your bunkhouse in the palace quarter of town, and fetch the cart. And you wanted to take it to the quartermasters.
That's right. And I'd like to carry it over my shoulder in the most impressive way possible.
How heavy are these again?
Aren't they huge?
They're pretty heavy.
Massive.
Yeah.
It's like a what, like a single guy carrying a coffin, right?
Like, how many are you attempting to pick up here?
One.
One. Would you be going for the
one!
lightest, heaviest, or the one in the middle?
The one in the middle.
Okay, that one you can
Oh,
pick
God,
up
no.
pretty easily. It's 100 pounds, so I mean it's lighter than picking up a person, and it's a decent bit smaller and more ergonomic. With the sort of, I mean it's still a bulky shape in dimension, but I mean they're all easy enough that one of you could carry one, no problem.
Oh, then I'll take the.
Except
Or are
for
we
you,
taking the
Murdigan, I would want a strength check from you because you've got a strength. You had the lowest strength score of the group.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Really?
Of the
I guess
three-
we do have two fighters.
Of the three people that are there,
So-
you haven't.
Oh.
You have a fucking 16 strength Behem and a 18 strength Ruka. Yeah. Dirty 20.
Ruka's stronger than
Natural
me?
19.
Boy, tough boy.
All right.
Damn.
Easy peasy. You guys all haul one of these up and head over to the quartermaster, which is just a short little jaunt over to the back row of tents back here. These three. And upon going up, there is a halfling man. Maybe looks like he's 30. He could be like 50 though, and just hasn't aged up to it yet. But either way, it's still relatively young looking. And he's just sitting behind the desk inside of one of the tents, which just has its flaps open and is currently just writing and recording things between a few different logbooks as you guys walk up.
I walk up and I put the thing down impressively.
On the
See if they
desk or the ground or...
could, the ground.
Okay. You come in and you set down this stone case, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you guys, you're all the new ones. You guys made it from Strongholm, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
From our journey, we have accumulated provisions that may be useful.
Oh, well, those are old." And he kind of like, he looks forward and sort of reaches into like a pouch and pulls out just a pair of little thin wireframe reading goggles. Just looks at them. He's like, "Oh yeah, these are little those things. Yeah, I know what those are. They're yeah. No, I don't know what they are. What are these?"
I
a rock?
reach down and I press the button that opens the things up,
Oh, okay.
and I do that.
So for the one that you would have been holding, that would have contained, Okay, so this is a good one actually. As you open this one up, the lid sort of cocks off to the side again, and you slide it back a bit more. And inside of this container, it reveals like a bunch of ground up grain and wheat. Like there's a bit of flour. There is some just unmilled wheat. There is some rice, and then chicken fillets and breasts, and a few just fillets of river fish of some kind. Sort of.
I pick up one of the one of the fish fillets, and I drop it into my mouth,
Raw?
and I say,
As you can see, these containers keep food fresh for an unprecedented amount of time.
Sort of adjusts his little reading glasses. Like, I mean, but like it's open now. Can you close it again?
I close it again.
It does not magically reseal. Nor did the last one, as you recall now.
Blink, blink.
He sort of looks at it like, well, I can take the two, sort of looking over your shoulder at Murdigan, a little questionably, and Ruka, just normally. Yeah. You two can leave those with me. And if you want to take the open one to the mess hall, I guess they can see if they can use it for something today, since it's open now.
Since you're an expert on magically sealed containment units, I think I'll do that then.
I mean, and he sort of he stands up from his desk and hops down. If you follow me, and walks out, this little halfling fellow, and heads to the next tent over.
I look to Ruka.
What a strange half of a man.
Just kind of squints at him from opening the container, already kind of knowing this was going to happen. Or, I guess, suspicious that this would probably happen.
Yeah.
I reach down and pick up 2 more fish fillets.
Are you gonna follow him to where he's heading? He's
Yes,
sort of
but I will sneakily eat those.
On the go.
I will put the 2 fish fillets in my garment for later, and I follow him out of the tent.
He sort of goes into the next tent over and opens it, and he goes, well, you see, gestures inside, and you can see it's just stacked wall to wall with various types of chests and boxes and packages and bags and sacks and every type of carrying vessel for things, and they're all full of stuff is in there. He's like, well, I mean, it's kind of my job to be an expert on containers, so...
A true master of your craft there.
Well, I mean, I write in books more than I...
Masterfully.
Sure. I don't know, my handwriting kind of sucks. I'm a lefty.
This guy hates his life.
I'm a lefty. It's hard with a quill, you know, since I'm a left-handed, you just kind of swipe as you go over the ledger. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Well, be thankful your job is to sit, my friend. A lefty on the battlefield is nothing but a dead soldier.
I smack Ruka on the back.
That is insulting.
More insulting than a spear in your side.
Go put those cases in the back and get out of here.
Oh, yes, sir.
He just waddles back off to
don't
hit
know
the
what
other
an
tent
asshole.
where his desk is.
I put the container over there.
Well, the other containers, You left it on the
Oh,
floor
the other.
back
Yeah,
in the tent.
right.
but Murdigan and Ruka, if you want, you can leave those two just in the room here if that's what you were planning to do.
Yeah,
Sure.
just leaving it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he said, "Bring the open one to the mess hall."
Hold on, I've got
Fuck you.
You guys did some things that I wasn't expecting yet.
Oh,
Interesting. Interesting.
we blindsided you.
That'll be. I won't do 3, but I'll do 2.5. Okay, so you guys.
2.5.
I will just say that you as a group are now at 2.5 points. That's all that you guys know.
2.5 military points.
Cool
Social
guy
link,
point.
You are just at
We're at social link level
2.5
2 with the
points.
quartermaster.
Anywho,
Can't
now that's
wait to
that
get
He's
my
done,
definitely
Underlord.
hermit. He's definitely hermit.
Do you guys... I mean, you guys blatantly heard Cyril and Sebastian leave the group. Do you want to go follow them, or what do you three do with the rest of your day now that you go and... I'll just say everything is returned.
I begin to swing my coin purse upon its strings, and I say,
I shall now go to the market to see if I can spend any of these winnings. Would either of you care to join me? Murdigan, we can get you some frog eyes or newt tails or whatever it is you
Frog
need
eyes?
to do what you do.
I love it.
I laugh.
Which vibes?
I'm laughing at Ruka's laughing at
Just
frog eyes.
unapologetically laughing at BM saying that.
yeah. Like
Hips and snails and puppy dog tail.
I think
Oh.
we could come back.
I will say, for everybody who wants to look for somewhere to shop, make an investigation check, or you can assist somebody else.
I shall.
make an investigation check.
Do it.
As do I.
Yeah.
I'll say,
shit.
when Behem said that to me, I'll say, what kind of tawdry magician do you take me for?
One that can produce the best as I have ever tasted on the battlefield, and I will take them no matter what ingredients you put in them, be it snail eyes or puppy dog tail.
Very nice.
Make an investigation check, Murdigan. If you're looking for a store to shop at, anyways.
Sure.
Up to the.
Does
So,
Behim have a tail?
He does.
I would threaten him to put his tail in the food if he continues.
My tail kind of does the coil up thing.
So, Ruka, Austin, what type of store would Ruka be looking for?
I'm looking for shit for my arm.
So be more
Probably a
specific, like
blacksmith.
weapon vendor, blacksmith, general store, like what type of place are you going for? Because I'll say you can find it, but it depends on what you were looking for. Because with a 21, like, yeah.
I guess in this case, I am looking for a weaponsmith. I need to find a better weapon.
Okay, then if I go here, you will find... did I... It is not here, right? Because it is on the edge of town square.
So I still have like the blade that doesn't fit quite right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it is there. It is a thing. But you do find You just sort of like ask. You see another palace guard soldier pass by, and you're like, "Hey, you know where a smith is?" And Buddy just like points down the road, and you see like a like bright shining in the daylight, like this brass hammer hanging like out front of a store, like just on the edge of town square. Which would pretty much like you guys are like you're here right now, and you can just see it like all the way down this end of the street, like way down way down that way. If that's where you would like to follow and see whatever that is.
Seems a decent place to start.
Heading up to it, we can go back to the full town map here. Since you do head just outside of your quarter, but it is the first building right here. Literally right there. Big door hanger, catching the sunlight, giant glint. It's like
Big old
polished
knocker.
brass, just this like flat motif of a hammer. Sign on the front of the store says the Verreen Armory. If you would like to head on inside, it's kind of just a very plain wooden storefront, unpainted. Kind of seems like the door hanger is more the eye catcher.
Yeah, we go in that bitch.
Everybody's
Yeah,
heading
yeah.
inside. All right, cool.
Yeah, we're going inside.
Inside, you open the door, and the first thing that hits you is you watch as like there's a bunch of smoke that's accumulated on the ceiling in here, like there's been a fire, that just sort of wafts out. As well, you can see just in the back corner there is a very bright glow of light from a side room that is just behind the main counter. But set out everywhere else, there are display stands with various example pieces of armor, helmets, swords, axes, tools, like you name it. If it's made by a blacksmith, it's here. But there is nobody currently at the storefront.
I begin poking around. Oh, and I'll say, whilst in crowded areas, Behem will always have his hood up and probably keep his tail coiled beneath his draperies.
If you are just looking at, go ahead and make a perception check, Behem. If you're just poking around the.
I start looking at
things.
the shelves and such. I shall make a perception check forthwith.
Make that perception.
Hi. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, a 22.
Yeah.
There is everything here. The only thing that you notice is missing, obviously, in terms of weapons, there are no bows, since those are made of mainly wood, like entirely, pretty much. And there are no arrows, but there are arrowheads. There are crossbow bolts of various sizes as well, that are all made of metal composite materials in their entirety, so those are sold in full here as well, you notice. And then just these other things around them, just kind of these, like, lumps of metal.
I look for... I look for something.
Look at him in a candy shop.
What does Behem even need? I suppose I could use a secondary weapon. What do they have for big? What do they have for big weapons?
Um,
Where's
do
their
they
big shit
have?
section?
Where's their big shit section? They don't really have. They're not. There's not excessively large weapons. They are mostly simple weapons or like what you'd expect for very standard martial weapons.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like there are spears, there are there are knives and daggers, there are small hand axes, there are short swords and long swords, but
Any great swords?
none that would appear to be of that size, no. But with the craftsmanship that you kind of can see on display in the store, you would imagine it wouldn't be outside of the proprietor, whoever that is, their skill set.
Hmm.
Um,
Whoever made these items seems to be quite capable.
I say at a audible volume.
and indeed, after you have been sort of poking around for a bit, you sort of see a head poke out of the back, which you don't initially. How do I say? You don't recognize it as a face.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Like you sort of just see something move in the light coming from the side room in the back before you hear, "Oh, hey, sorry, I'll be there in just a sec." Before the whatever you couldn't really see just sort of darts back in.
I looked to Murdigan.
By the gods, what was that thing?
Says the beast man to the goat woman.
Yeah, literally. The beast man
Would
said to the
I-
goat woman. Would you have? What's your passive
Oh, I
perception?
pray it's something normal like a humanoid or.
Just a regular human.
Oh, I didn't.
16.
You did see it was a humanoid. The reason that they were kind of obscured in the light, it just seemed like it was coming from them. Specifically their hair.
Ooh.
After a few
Mhm.
more minutes of like cling clang and sort of banging around and the sounds of forging from the back, tools being put away, things being rifled through, a humanoid figure steps out, sort of like this dark, flat, ashen gray skin, almost kind of like stone.
Oh, sick.
Very bold, bushy, prominent eyebrows with a tousle of bright orange hair, almost like it's on fire. Like there's a faint little glow to it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh,
You
nice.
see a young
my boys.
male fire genasi.
Yeah.
Well, my fire Nazis.
Currently on screen.
There he is.
But he comes out and he goes,
Ooh.
"Hi, welcome. Sorry, I was working on a project in the back. How can I help you guys? Welcome to the Verreen Armory. You are Palace Guard soldier. Oh, okay, cool. All right, what's up, guys?"
I looked to Ruka and I looked to Murdigan.
Yeah, what are you guys in business for?
Uh,
Does Murdigan need anything from this store? Does she?
unless they sell magic items, I doubt it.
They do not.
then no.
This does not appear to be an establishment that sells magical items. You could buy a sword from here and go and get it enchanted somewhere else.
Enchantment.
Tottenham.
Ruka, what were you looking to do?
So I have this silver sword, but it's just the blade, and I kind of have this thing with my arm and just kind of like waves the metal arm.
He's like,
And I need,
oh yeah, I can see that, yeah.
but I need to put the sword in the arm, and then just like kind of shows the blade thing.
He kind of like steps towards the counter and like towards you and is like, do you mind if I like look at the mechanism?
Yup.
I need the, and he's like, he takes a good look at it. He's like, oh, I mean, this is a little more mechanically complex than what I usually do.
The main thing is I just need it to get it
you
to
need
fit
it
in
to
the socket.
Fit, yeah.
As long as it can fit,
Well, I mean, you
the arm
could
will do
always
everything else.
I could just forge a shunt onto the blade, but it could throw off the balance, and he sort
Could
of
always use a good shunt in the bowel. I
He-
put a knee to Murdigan's shoulder
he
or
expects it
elbow.
really close and is gonna.
A big jumping knee attack.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good Arcana roll. He looks at. He's like, "Is it gotten an? It's got an enchantment on it,
Oh,
right? Yeah."
confused.
The arm or the blade?
You already knew this. The blade.
Oh.
Blade.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, the +1. He's like, yeah, but it's broken. It's like it, or did, what? This is weird. But he looks at it and he just, he goes and he takes a washcloth, like just this dirty, oily rag kind of off his side and like just holds it up with the blade and just cuts through it. Like, oh yeah, that's an enchantment. All right, okay. Well, I could try. I could try and forge something onto it so that way it fits the socket, like, but it might screw with the enchantment. I don't know. I don't usually. You don't forge new things onto magical items. I could try. What would you want me to forge it with? Because if it needs to be with material, I mean, you'd have to pay for that. You have to pay for the material and for the work. Unless you've got it something with you.
Do I have something with me? I don't think I do.
Anything that could be used as a piece of raw metal for forging?
Hmm.
I have a spare longsword. So I do have 2 blades.
Like your other arm?
Yeah, I literally have 2 blades. Like I have a total of 3.
So you go and you take out the other arm, or the other blade for the arm and hand it to him. He's like, oh, well, this is the locking mechanism. Look, if you pay for materials and let me keep both of these for like 2 weeks, I can replicate the locking mechanism from this one. And he sort of is holding the original blade, and I could put it on the other one probably, because this is way simpler than I thought it would be now that I can see that it's just like a jigsaw puzzle piece.
Let's do it.
2 weeks.
All right. 2 weeks
Be here
without
when we get
either of
back.
your swords, if you say so. And he
2 weeks, Ruka.
he takes them both. Currently not taking a payment. It seems like the fact that he is stripping a soldier of his weapons is collateral enough for this man. And he just heads off to the back to get to work immediately, like no questions asked.
How will you manage without your weapons for 2 weeks, Ruka? If you have forgotten, we are soldiers.
It's fine.
Oh.
All right.
I must say, lad, your confidence is infectious.
The Ganassi man is just gone in the back, and you can already hear like the sounds of like, oh, what if I? Oh, maybe if I like just like the sounds of an inventor getting to work, talking to themselves are happening. You guys are kind of just left in the store by yourselves. You're like, huh? Anything you want to do before you leave?
I look to the left. Any big swords?
There are. It does. There are no big swords. It is just simpler, non-heavy special weapons. Those are very specialized for a certain task, and this seems like
I
it's more
see.
interested in mass production. Like
I see.
when you see the long swords on the wall, like there's 10 identical long swords on a rack next to 10 identical hand axes next to 10 identical little cases of arrows or arrowheads and such. Like it seems like this place is interested in mass production for military purposes usually, but
I smack my hand on the desk and say,
Another moment of your time, fire boy.
Fair boy.
sorry. Hi. Forgot. There's more of you guys. Hi, my bad. Name's Fervis, anyways. Fervis Ash. Hi. Sorry. I like new projects. What's up?
Well, Master Fergus, I was wondering if you could do anything to upgrade a piece of weaponry of mine.
and I would like to take my glaive off of my back and place it with a hefty thump upon the counter.
He looks at it. He's like, huh. Well, I mean, the wood's old, a little waterlogged, rusty on the pommel, and he turns it back and, oh. Who made this?
It is a bit of my own love and craftsmanship put in that weapon.
Oh.
I would appreciate if a master could give me note or improve upon it in some way. I am but an amateur after all.
Can't upgrade this. It's he looks at it, he's like, you're kidding, right? You know you know what you forged this out of.
Do I know what I forged that out of? Because as far as I know, it was just a bunch of...
It was the scrap
Just a bunch of
steel and
spearheads,
stuff that
yeah.
you were just able to get from spears, right? So
Yeah.
Just like iron and steel is all that BM would know.
Yeah.
Was there something out of the ordinary?
Well, I mean, it's not unordinary. It's extraordinary. It's made of tempestium.
Gosh.
My head tilts.
Silver steel alloy. Lightning infused, not ringing a bell.
I've never heard of such a material. As far as I knew, that was mere iron and steel.
Looks like it's just, well, it's steel and silver right now. Just looks like it's kinda half ready. I think you need to hit this thing with lightning again, and he sort of just puts it back on the counter towards you.
Oh, this tempestium. What are its properties?
Well, if you didn't know, it's just very... It's an alloy made of silver and steel. usually it's pretty hard to make because you gotta like pulverize everything before you start, and then zap a bunch of electricity through it. But kind of looks like yours got like half done. I don't know, like it got forged, and then like spritzeled, like a little tingle, like when you
Little tingle.
like when you have your wool socks on and you rub them on your buckskin carpet, and then you can zap people like that much kind of juice. It needs something more like lightning, wrath of God, that sort of thing.
I see.
So
Well,
I mean, it's still technically silvered, I think, for what that would mean to a adventurous type.
well. Thank you, my friend. Your services are appreciated.
And I reach into my little pouch and I give him 5 gold pieces.
Oh.
Sort of like, oh, if you're a craftsman and it's information, I mean, you don't need to pay me. If you insist on giving me the
Consider
money,
it payment for the lesson, my friend.
I mean, your friend can, if he wants to take a weapon now, something that's not expensive, if you're gonna be paying me, he can. Kind of feel bad leaving him without anything.
Ruka, lad, go out and pick yourself a blade.
Ruka picks the most basic blade he can.
I was gonna say, you can have any weapon that'd be under 5 gold pieces.
Great.
So, like, you could get a spear, a sickle, a mace, a javelin, a hand axe, a dagger. Yeah, or you could buy a net. Or a whip. Net or a whip. Trident. Oh, you could get a trident or a war pick.
That'd be pretty dope.
I would say if you're asking statistics wise, I would say the best one would be the war pick.
I will take the war pick.
Okay, then for the time being, you have a one-handed 1d8 piercing weapon that you can
Minecraft
use.
unlocked.
So you can still get your dueling bonus of your +2 to attack and damage.
Excellent.
Minecraft arm!
Well, I'm off to go find the wrath of God, as you put it. I assume we shall be back in time to pick up the young lad's armament.
Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Tyler.
So now are you guys done with your shop, or was there somewhere else folks wanted to go? The rest of your investigation checks were pretty low, so.
Well, he just basically told me to electrocute my weapon and it'll get cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Very dope.
But I wonder...
Yeah, science.
Yeah, science!
It's
I
funny
should do
because I
that.
actually based the alloy, like I made sure that it would work in real life if you like did it as a thing, like
Silver and steel, huh?
yeah. Or it's an iron silver alloy, but
Iron, silver.
I say steel because not enough things
That's
are made
cooler.
of steel in D&D, I feel like.
Then I probably shouldn't use all my lightning shit in the middle of town.
That shouting is making everyone nervous!
So I'll look to Merdigan, and I should say,
Merdigan, do you require anything in this land of civilization?
me just totally not look at a list of magic items.
If you were looking for a magic item shop, I will say that on your way here, you would have passed in the Palace Quarter, a shop that would have caught your eye, certainly with your passive perception, Murdigan. That being, I believe it is building number 9 there. Or no, I'm sorry. Buildings number 9 and 10 both caught your eye on the current map.
Okay.
Building number 9 was marked as an alchemical shop. You couldn't catch the exact name. And number 10, you definitely could tell due to the the very gaudy front of the shop that says, it describes the place as the Hall of Splendor.
I'm gonna hate it, but I'm gonna go into the Hall of Splendor.
Okay.
As we start walking, I say,
Perhaps she saw a salad bar. After all, the nearest pasture's outside the gate. I laughed.
That's racist.
That's made for the out of context. Hold on.
Ooh, wow. Hold on. Let me.
I'm on it.
So as you guys walk into this store,
Wait, hold on. Before we continue.
Oh, okay. Are we rolling for racism?
No, I'm guessing this until we get there.
What?
Great. Very good.
Rolling for racism.
What you got?
I thought we were. I didn't. I just heard the roll sound on roll 20.
For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot sphere created on a center point around yourself.
So as you
Ooh, immune to thunder damage. That could be cool.
As you walk into the store, you notice the 2 individuals who are currently running it. One of them, they're both high elves in appearance. That yellowy, off-tone skin that you would be familiar with. The one who's currently standing head down is wearing black and orange robes. He has this like purple dusk-like birthmark that kind of goes over the one side of his head and up a bit over his eye. You can tell this is a very old half-elf. Or a very old high-elf, I'm sorry. He's got just a thin ring of graying hair around his head. That appears to be all that is left.
So this dude's like thousands of years old.
He is certainly old. The other...
And what are they doing?
Well, the other one, slightly different. Another older high elf. This one dressed in like a fine button-up shirt with a tie and a vest over top, as well as like a sort of kilt almost, with short, dark brown hair that has started to gray very much so at the edges. This one, though, head up at the front of the store, waiting for you guys to come in. Hello, welcome to the Hall of Splendor. How may I help you?
The name makes sense now.
See, the issue...
I am Sharon, and this, though he probably won't talk to you, is Wesley.
Oh, Wesley's racist.
Well, you're not there.
What?
You can't intervene and ask. Is anybody going to object to that?
No, it's
In the moment.
He won't talk to you because you're not a high elf.
Dear Lord.
No.
You wouldn't talk to any of us. None of us are high elves.
Yeah.
He's not rude. He's a selective mute. You'll have to forgive him.
Ah.
Racist, got it.
Um, how may we help you, curious folk?
See, the issue I run into whenever I want to see, I want to go to a magic item shop because I want to see what they have, but I don't want to just say, "Do you have X magic item that I want?"
They have a very limited stock currently, which I will just breeze through right now and tell you. They have a ring of spell storing, a periapt of wound closure, a set of mithril half plate armor,
Ooh.
and a Heward's handy haversack. Those are the 4 items that they currently have made, and they do offer armor and weapon enchantments with a certain amount of time and gold pieces, and they can also make spell scrolls if you give them a little bit of time and money.
So wait, the handy haversack is functionally like not quite a bag of holding, but similar.
It's similar to a bag of holding. Yeah, it's like the bag of holding's little cousin.
And then the wound closure one.
Yes, let me remind myself of the periapt of wound closure's exact function. It requires
I am
attunement.
pulling up now.
Whenever you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. In addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, double the number it restores.
Okay, how much are they looking for the haversack?
The haversack is currently listed at 1,800 gold pieces. And
Ooh.
the periapt is 1,250.
Yeah, there ain't no bugging.
Yeah, we do not have that money. Well, did I ever get that phosphorescent vial identified?
You got it, and you know that it's phosphorescent liquid, but
I guess, could I ask him to, I'll show him that, the pearl necklace and the peppermill, and ask him if he can tell me anything about them.
ooh. Okay, then as you, where's his character sheet? Who is who? Who am I on right here? No, that's not him. There he is. So as you set it down in front of Sharon, do you? What do you wish to know about them? I can see if they're magical, but
Yes,
that'll run you
that
a
is.
loose, if you know what I mean.
How much?
Well, if you just want to know that they're magical, 50 gold, and I can tell you about the lot.
I'll take out the cloak, since I have a good idea that it is magical. What is the price now?
100 gold.
Are you offering it, or are you just putting it on the table?
No, I'm taking the cloak out to
To be
I'm
identified with them, or?
no, to not be identified, because I put up the peppermill, the necklace, and the cloak. Or no,
Oh.
wait, I didn't
No.
put up the cloak.
Yeah, you didn't put up the cloak, that's why I'm confused. Okay. You get the sense that he is charging you for the spell slot and not for the amount of items.
Oh.
If that
Right.
helps your decision. He doesn't really care about how much shit is on the table. He can tell you what's magical and what's not, regardless.
Wait, he's just using detect magic then?
That's
Not
what
even
you asked
identify?
for. You said he said, "Do you want to know if they're magical?" And you went, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna cast detect magic for 50 gold pieces." That's what a first level spell slot costs.
A first level spell slot costs 50? Fuck that.
Yeah.
No.
Welcome
I'm
to the
not.
world of D&D, motherfucker.
It's magical shit. You thought this was gonna be cheap?
You're poor.
It can.
I'm pretty sure
God.
a warlock can cast that.
Sure. Any of you warlocks? Anybody have detect magic?
Nope.
Anybody who's there
No.
right now?
What's a warlock?
It is actually not a warlock spell,
There you
but you could
go.
multi-class warlock and it wouldn't matter.
Who can use detect magic?
Bard, cleric, druid, paladin, ranger, sorcerer, wizard. So sorcerer would be pretty
Everybody
good with
but
it,
warlock.
pretty much.
That's hilarious.
But I know you
over-
can
over
cast
to
it
the
as
side.
wait, but you can cast it as a ritual. Same with identify.
Over to the side, you see Wesley just like, and his eyes just kind of light up blue for a second, just on the irises they flare up, and he just points. What was on the table?
The vial, the necklace, and the peppermill.
He just points out one finger at the peppermill. And Sharon just looks at you and goes, well, he got just about as bored as I did, apparently. Fuck it, I won't charge you. But there you go. The peppermint's magical.
King.
Okay.
Fuck it, I won't charge
Fuck
you.
it, I won't charge
So-
you.
Such
Big
a house
dick
of
energy.
What a house of splendor this is.
And you said the haversack was like 1800.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's the save.
we will probably come back.
Bold assumption.
Okay.
Oh, we
So
kind of have
you-
to in order to get Ruka shit.
You now leave knowing that your peppermill is in some way magical.
This
And it is, I will say, since it is detect magic, it would learn the school, so. One moment. They whisper to each other, very briefly. He says it was, curiously, conjuration magic. Will there be
okay.
anything else for today?
That should cover it.
Very well. Have a lovely day to you all, creatures, and sir. He sort of looks at you, Ruka, like, oh, hello, regular person among the two tall animals.
Waves.
I too wave.
I'll say now, as you guys are leaving this and head towards Town Square to find Sivril and Ruka, or not, sorry, Sivril and Ruka, Sivril and Sebastian, blah. What clothing would you have come up with? You know,
All right.
nothing too nice.
Yeah.
But
So, knowing that it's not very nice, well, first, after conferring with Sivril on his color preferences, I would try to find what as close as I can to a navy blue or whatever blues are available. And knowing that it's not very nice, he would then try to hide the not too nice aspect of it with as much frills and drapery as he can find. And if need be as well, taking bits of other clothes and then that he could kind of like sew or like place together, you know, taking bits from different outfits.
I say there's certainly bits of functional, like, you could find, like, a dark blue, like, very plain, just button
Doublet?
shirt.
Mm.
And, you know, if you wanted to, you could maybe find, like, a vest or something to place over it.
Options are limited.
There's a few ties, the odd one you could match with it, but there's not a lot of frills and drapery. It's like functional clothing for citizens or
Thank
you
God.
know people who work D&D desk jobs.
What about a cloak? Can I find a semi okay like cloak that could fit the colors?
Yeah, there's certainly lots of different styles of cloaks with and without hoods
Like
and
a
3-point attachments, 2-point attachments, single-point
Perfect.
attachments, like
Oh,
That can hide
wow.
things even
shoulder
better.
capes or you know like
Yeah, after sort of despairing at the options available, but knowing that there isn't as much time and he wasn't able to find a better place, so you just making do. He gets the nicest blues that he can, and yeah, the vest over the shirt and everything like that he can match. Find the cloak is like okay, this is what we'll do. Is there any like hat that could match as well?
Sibrel
Give this
would
motherfucker a hat.
Space would Sibrel wear a hat? Would Sibrel want to wear a hat? Would he go along with this?
If you put that hat on me, it'll be the last thing you do.
Contract ended.
Like I was
immediately.
about to put the hat on your head. It was like, okay.
Sebastian is currently holding what appears to be just a black beret.
So it's just a he's like, my options are limited, sorry. And he throws the hat off to the side. It's like, after doing the best that I can, do I have something that's like halfway presentable?
I'd say Sivril,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and make a performance check with advantage
Oh God.
to see how your outfit lands. Knowing that you've got pointers from a rich kid,
Oh, let's
you
see.
have the
This will be
advantage
good.
at least.
Yeah.
Okay,
An
let's go.
18, okay. It's really not too bad. Meta context, there's a moment where like, oh my god, this just looks like Steven Seagal, and then you have to start over for a second and rearrange the outfit. Like,
That's me in my life with my own
You
hair.
pull the ponytail back as tight as you can, like you slick it all back.
Oh,
you slick
no.
Chibril's hair all the way back, and then you're like, oh my god, no, we got it. No.
Yeah, no.
But you know, with like a nice vest, whether done up or not.
Yes,
and
I can leave that
just
up
like
because there's
a
fashionable
blue
reasons to do either.
plain shirt and just a pair of not like work pants, but just like dark colored trousers. You've made a presentable Sivril.
He sort of wipes some sweat from his brow. He'd sort of like, he'd been been working really hard. It's like, well, I think we've done it. I think this will work.
His collar itches.
Like, they all do that. So you have to bear with it.
Is that why all Richies look so uncomfortable?
You know, I think you guys.
One
did
of several
great.
reasons.
Honestly, the shopkeeper who is like just kind of been watching you guys as you've like been looking through outfits for the past half hour, like just as the day goes by.
Yeah, you know, honestly, the blue's a good color, and the pants are nice too. Yeah. All right, you folks looking to check out?
Thank you,
Who's
sir.
paying?
I shall do it. I step forward.
Very well.
And he sort of just sets a big ledger on the table and takes a quill out of an inkwell that it's been resting in and goes,
Okay, so that's one navy blue vest in cotton. Okay, and then oh, nice silk pants.
Oh god.
Altogether, that'll run you.
sort of looks down, double checks the ledger.
8 gold.
8 gold. Let's see. Yep. I unquestioningly hand over 8 gold. I was hoping I could offload my Electrum, but not today it seems.
Thank you.
Sort of just sets it down on the counter at first and just signs a little thing on the book before closing it, setting it away, puts the money away as well.
Have a good day, folks. He
Thank
sort
you,
of just,
Sarah.
sits back in his chair and just relaxes in his stool.
Thank you, Sarah. He did sort of as I like bow, and then yes, we'll head back, and then we'll stop by the house of the gamers of our little place.
Well, so
and
as you guys leave, the others who have crested back out into the town square to look for you guys, like, they immediately spot you and are like, "Oh, yeah." I mean, you're easy enough to spot. Several
Yes.
is a large gentleman with big
Yes.
muscles, and you are
Oh, maybe.
flamboyant as hell, Sebastian.
Yes.
So, sure enough, that group, with their high passive perception as well, spots you guys, and you are all back together in town square for whatever endeavors you may wish. It is just about 5 now. You
Wait, so we're all together again?
Yeah, you're all together again, and it's just about
And-
5 o'clock.
And Cyril is wearing this outfit?
Yes, Cyril is now in his new
See.
outfit.
I see them approach, and I said,
Sebastian, you leave for the town, and you come back with another bodyguard? How disrespectful. I thought more of you, lad.
What are you talking about? This is Cyril. He
Bolt-
just doesn't get that you're joking.
Bolt is like looking at Cyril, like really confused about like who this new person is. Like dog visitor in the house mode. Like what? Like like sniffs at you. Let's see. Is Bolt gonna pick up? Yeah, he's like. Licks your boot and is like,
Watch that! Yeah, I take a rag and I just start like polishing the boot where he just licked.
you do hear, friend, different in your head.
I
All of
look
you.
at Cyril. I look at Cyril and I say,
Tired of the battlefield, Cyril. Thought you might take up the battle of the court, did you? Ha ha ha, I laugh.
I'm fucking fuming. I'm just. I look like
I did
those
a good
dogs.
job, did I
It's
not?
it's like those dogs that when you put like the harness on them and they're just like standing as still as possible.
yeah. Or cats and harnesses that just fall over.
I will say, now that everybody's grouped back up, if you guys want to decide what's going on next, we can take a little quick, like 15-minute break. Meet back up
I
at
can.
2:30/3:30 if everybody's still good.
I can.
I can say what my
pop a
plans are.
tart.
If that's what we're. Or do you want to like tell you before the break or after?
After,
yeah, are we
like,
gonna
take the
continue on
15.
our
Okay.
way
Take
to-
the 15 to think, and like,
Yeah.
you know, do what you
I
want,
know
but
exactly what I'm doing.
I am gonna take a little bathroom / maybe snack break and from the storytelling.
This is great. I love that I accidentally embarrassed Cyril horribly.
This is so good. This is so good.
The secondhand embarrassment I have for several.
I guess Vihem likes to lightheartedly make fun of people.
He really does. He's going off today.
I like how it went from Henry Cavill's Witcher to now Steven Seagal. Ace Attorney.
I mean, this is
Oh,
a thing
Geralt-
in the Witcher.
yeah, Geralt does that all the time. What do you mean? He's gotta get fancy.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's
Yen makes him
true.
get fancy and he hates it.
That's true.
Oh, I did see
God.
the art for it. It's amazing.
I know, I loved it. Pinned it. Gotta pin
Oh
all
my
the art.
gosh.
I love the small old man.
Norm.
Yeah, who is that?
Or Norm.
That's
just
just
some.
a
I,
man.
just,
Dude.
I don't know. That's what I think city life must be like in Verreen. You get
Yeah.
to see all those cool individuals.
There is everybody in town.
All walks of life.
Like, really.
I love that traumatized hobo in the background.
Yeah, oh, I thought that was just a leper.
That too, yeah.
Oh.
It could be
do
both.
I mean,
be
yeah,
honest.
those things
Hobo
are
leopard,
completely
yeah,
compatible.
Yep, those are very, very, yeah. Okay,
And
I'm
he's
gonna go with that.
traumatized because he has leprosy.
That would be traumatizing.
I am not good at building, so I'm actually pretty happy with
Yeah.
those buildings. Space, I gave Sibril a cool warrior chin. Is that alright?
Yes, it's great.
Nosferatu's on over here.
Quang.
Oh,
La,
Right.
la, 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 la.
Behem is silly today. I am having fun.
The roast lord.
It's all in. It's kind. It's not.
Oh yeah,
spiteful,
oh
It's
yeah.
kind.
Of course, of course.
I am
You
going
humble
to
me with
pop a
your
tart.
with your drawings of my land. It makes me happy.
It is why I am here, my friend. I haven't drawn BM in a while. I should probably see if
You
I
drew
can
him
still draw it.
bathing.
Yeah, but I didn't like it.
Mm-mm. You've gone perfect your art. I like the sereneness of it. I like his just I like the calm.
He gets to relax. Tempestium. I like it.
Tempest.
Yeah,
Unobtainium.
I'm gonna electrocute the shit out of that tonight.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit the bathroom right now. Be right
God,
back.
a couple lads out in the middle of the field outside town, just electrocuting shit.
The boys. I'm gonna pop a tart.
I'm mad that I have never thought of that joke.
What?
I'm gonna
Papa
pop a tart.
Pop a tart. Pop a tart. What flavor we popping? Oh, he's going.
He's munching. He's crunching. Oh. I bought Chase's guitar off of him, Lamau.
I saw. Here, let me play. I didn't even.
Well, I traded him a pedal for it so he could sell the pedal.
Oh.
He would get about the same value for the guitar, but paying shipping costs for a pedal is free because we work at Walrus, versus paying for a guitar, which is not free because it's a guitar. It's like an extra.
Shreddy.
Like an extra $150 to ship a guitar.
That sounds like minimal profit.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Did you know? You know what else is expensive to ship? Furniture. I had like 300 in shipping added on just for furniture stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah.
IKEA doesn't do free shipping. What?
It wasn't from IKEA. But even then, I would imagine there's going to be a fee for like delivery versus just picking up at the store. Nightmares.
Boy, oi, oi.
What flavor tart you got, boy?
Cinnamon sugar, the only option.
Yes.
Or brown sugar cinnamon,
Cinnamon
whatever
brown
it's
sugar.
called.
Yes.
And they're technically
flavor.
not Pop Tarts, they're pastry treats.
Oh, off-brand Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Walmart brand Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it taste like humility.
You know what? Let me see. Let's just pretend I'm buying something from IKEA. What am I buying? What's my pretend item buying?
That white bookshelf with the cubes that all the K-poppy girls get.
Then why'd you get it?
Let's see what's it called?
A calyx?
Probably. That's probably what it is.
How many? How many cubes?
2.
Just 2?
Oh, well, you know, I might actually end up getting a calyx for my room. That's interesting. Oh, wait, you can put it...
About to say, I found a calyx that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 20. It's got 25
Wait,
of
you
them.
can put them either vertical or horizontal. That's cool.
Yes.
Oh,
Space is like mind blown.
well,
Alright.
I thought it was, you know.
How many cubes?
Wait, what do you mean? Calyx, it's a 2x4.
Hello.
Hi.
Space.
Uh,
No, you can get it 2 by 2. Get it 1 by 4. You can get it
well, then
5
that's
by
not a
4.
calyx. The calyx I'm looking at's the 2x4 cube shelf.
Ma'am, I'm gonna fight you.
What?
Are we
Are we
all-
looking at different calyxes?
Scroll.
What are we doing? What are we looking at? I want to know.
Here, I'll even send you vegan.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the 2x4, and you're looking at the 2x2. Oh shit! And there's a 4x4.
Yeah, how many cubes?
Cubes.
I was telling you the 2x4. Like 2 of them.
I'm going to hit
Oh,
you
shit,
with a
what?
2x4.
Oh my god, what is that one? 5x5.
Yeah.
Keeps going. Holy
Okay.
shit!
Okay, let's
I know for
delivery
a fact
unavailable.
that like the
Can I get anything shipped to
I know
me?
for a fact the one that's actually located by me, the currently unavailable
it's
for delivery.
IKEA.
I'm not checking out of Westchester, Ohio. I'm checking the one that's like literally 30 minutes from me.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't get it shipped
Yes.
to me for whatever fucking reason. But I can get Billy the bookcase, Billy the bookcase. He's available for delivery, but he's not in Texas. Like, oh, IKEA, give me the
I gotta
shark.
say, some of these shelves are kind of interesting. Like the Calyx/Lac, which is like the L shape where it can also be like a TV stand. It's really cool.
Give me shark doo 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 doo. Give me the shark doo 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 doo. Out
That's
of
it.
stock.
That's the other thing. I swear that because the IKEA that's actually by me is
Oh,
as
wait.
popular as it is, they never have anything.
I just realized
What's the
what
bear's
you
name?
did, Behem.
Jungle Skog. I have a off-brand Jungle Skog that my friends got me for
I saw him.
Christmas.
I saw him at a comic book skog, and I was like, "Dingle Skog, how dare you?"
I found a panda version of him.
What's his name?
No, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Jungle Skull,
Let me see.
Dingle Skog.
but it's a panda instead.
The boy.
My God, look at him. He's massive.
He is.
Doo 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 doo.
He's got a good head shape.
Yes.
Give me the shark.
He's got the gamer pose.
I am returned.
he's gaming. Holy shit.
Okay, hang on, I'll burb.
I gotta put him back on the sofa. Oh, hang on.
Did Ginkelskog becomes Elden Lord?
What? I don't know what that means. Help.
The bear from IKEA.
No, I know. I was kidding when I said I didn't know what it meant.
What ending would Bear from IKEA choose?
It's Frenzy Flame.
Dung eater.
Oh, it would definitely be Dung Eater.
No, Jungle Skog is great. Don't do that. Don't say that. We love him.
Hey,
We stand a king.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome to Bear.
Yeah, see? No, that's not right. Jungle Skog isn't a panda. He's only a brown bear if you buy him from Australia. In North America, he's a panda.
Weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. And Blaha is like also not
that the-
available
Is that the
everywhere.
shark?
That's the shark.
I do love me some blaha.
Wow.
I
Currently
didn't
limited to large
realize.
orders for Indiana. Why? You mean I have to buy like 50 or something?
Behem.
Where is this
I mean, that's a good investment.
Westchester, Ohio IKEA? Because it keeps putting me there.
Whoa.
I am be him.
You
Hello,
did
Behem.
something that got the group. I'm gonna say you now have three and a half points.
What the fuck did I do?
You are not
Mysterious
sure,
points.
but
What do the points
Is this
feel
like points for the town and how much they tolerate us?
yeah, this is you know that something you have done has been of benefit to you, and
Benefit.
There's
I like
some
that.
fucking like spy tailing
Nothing.
us.
Nothing you have done currently, I don't believe so, has been to a detriment.
Okay, all right, that's good.
We literally have like Winter Palace points where if we do certain stuff, we get court approval, and if we do certain stuff, we get disapproval.
Final
I
Fantasy
bitch
level
ya.
up noise every point gain.
Army shit.
Boom boom.
Our characters are just walking around and then just
X,
UI appears and just says, "You got point."
We're just walking around and we hear.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, the players are aware of there being a counter somewhere that is going up for doing something.
Cool. It's a good thing we're all cool bros
let
who
me-
only do good things ever and will never do bad things.
Let me see, though. Have you done anything else to get you other points out of curiosity?
This is interesting.
No, but you did do that one that I wouldn't expect you to do, so that's cool. Good job, Behem. Look at you go, doing things I wouldn't expect. Cool. Alright. Well, I'll give it a few more minutes, unless everybody's here and wants to go off break already.
Mm.
I
back
think
into
I think
the-
Austin had BRB'd.
Oh, okay, cool. Then let's wait for him.
Bean.
You can see Skog in the background on the edge of my camera. He sits on the couch.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, there,
There
there he is, the boy.
and the little babies too.
Just standing there menacingly.
I don't know where else to put him.
He's just
Right
standing
now.
there. Menacingly.
I feel so stupid. This I have to put this in the dryer.
Why, Namus? What do you mean you feel stupid? What's wrong?
No, that was me.
Oh, I thought that was Namus.
That's racist. Against
I use-
dogs.
I use bathroom real quick, then be back, then probably start.
Yeah, no
Okay.
worries.
Don't know how they're. Yeah. I've tried many times.
Oh. Well, oh no.
Whew.
Oh, that'll come later. Right.
After playing with Nightness the other night, I felt inspired to then look at Elden Ring again, and I've started another playthrough. I have no idea if I'll get far, but I was like, yeah, I feel like playing the game again.
Let's go.
Doing an int. He said he had a bad time with it, but I'm gonna try it myself, and I'm going prisoner start, and then going for like an int build. I want to do the I'm gonna try and do the all magic sword sorceries and see how that works. All the Glintblade stuff.
I'm excited to see how that goes. Certainly. Because
Did you get all the achievements, Ken?
Nope, I still gotta beat it twice more, and I missed out on the end of the Fia questline boss.
Oh, that's right.
Because I murked her, because that's what my character would do, and I'm a fool for trying to RP in a From Software game.
No.
For first playthrough, don't RP, just be a murder hobo. That's just how you have to do a questline hobo, rather. Don't be a murder hobo.
Be a quest whore.
And yeah, but I knew this knowledge, but I still felt like this. It felt like what my character should do. But yeah, I've got to do her stuff, and then I've got to beat it twice, and then I think that's it. I think I need to get more sorceries as well. I think I've got all the legendary incants. I just need to get all the legendary sorceries.
Yeah, those are not fun.
Yeah.
I had
I'll
already
probably do
gotten a
that.
couple of them just by doing stuff through the world at that point.
Oh yeah,
when I was doing
but
cleanup.
still,
Yeah.
blah.
You know, it's funny because all of the achievements for Elden Ring, at least on Steam, there's only one like quote unquote rare one that's under 10%, and that's getting all the achievements. Everybody seems to be doing
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, it's fairly easy. It's mostly just content clears for From Software games, and it's not like Bloodborne where there's weird, annoying side content you have to do for 10,000 years to get to a secret boss to unlock a trophy. So it's a lot easier than that.
Yeah, what's with that's just the Chalice dungeons. I was like, why?
That-
No.
Yeah,
Eish.
that's where I stalled out on my last playthrough. Is like, yeah, I need to do the lady. I need to do that boss fight, Lady Arnhem, and
Yeah.
that process. Going to those Chalice dungeons. It's kind of fun in a weird way. Like I like Chalice dungeons, but also they suck. You know what I mean?
Like
It's
they are
simultaneously both.
truly random, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just like, oh, I just got to get to like subterranean level 200 and there she is. It's just like fucking random.
no,
At this
they're
point,
not
I think they've been
random.
charted out completely because you do have the word, the numbers and letters you can type in, so you can get to specific things. But
the
for
story
her,
ones are preset. That's what
the story
it
ones are
is.
preset, yeah. But the ones for her, it's more that you just have to get weird ingredients through doing certain dungeons to get the items to then craft the thing, and then you can go to the proper dungeon to fight her. So it's like a process of going through a bunch of different dungeon types.
Gotta get them placentas and whatnot, right?
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Umbilical cords. Thank you very much.
No, I knew that. I was just poking fun at it.
Placenta. I mean, I'm pretty sure placenta is an item too.
Oh my god.
Well, placenta, umbilical cord, potato. It's all just one big piece of meat.
It's all
Yeah.
lady parts that are horrifying and gross and related to
No.
childbirth.
Did you know that hospitals will keep the placenta for like a week? Just in case, like something, like if mom or baby gets sick, then they can go back and test the placenta.
I think I heard about that actually. Yeah,
Did you know that
But also,
some mothers
eat the placenta.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's what dogs do. Like they lick the.
Man, I don't
It-
give a fuck.
They like lick it off the puppies when they're cleaning them.
I mean, yeah.
But it's also like.
they're aminals. They know no better.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's it does clean the. I get it for aminals. We are humans. We shouldn't eat our own body parts.
Hannibal would like to disagree. Do I have a fuck? Ooh, I do have a cooking tray.
When do we?
Ooh.
When as a society do we start listening to Hannibal?
A lot of people have already started doing that. In
Bad.
certain
There was
ways.
like a case of a guy in Germany who was like eating body parts from people who like they had willingly been like, hey, you can eat my arm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was.
consensual cannibalism.
Yes.
There's a lot of that though.
Yeah. Bleh.
Bless.
Bleh.
I finally got a corkscrew for this bottle of wine that I've had since I moved in.
Nice. Finally accessible.
Yes, I also got a little cap so I can recork it.
Oh yes.
Because there's no way I'm drinking a whole bottle of wine in a night. That's a problem.
Do it. Do it.
Not with
do
that
it,
attitude,
do
you
it.
aren't. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Tyler from the shadows.
Hello, Tyler.
Hello.
Goodbye, Tyler.
I rolled a
I think
rock.
I'm gonna make salmon tomorrow. I'll defrost it while I'm at work.
Nice.
Austin, are you back? Are you muted? Mute check.
Mute check.
I saw his mic light up for 1 second.
That was probably just from us.
Oh. I mean, Nightmist is still going to poopy, so
Yeah. His mic is also activating too, though.
terrifying.
Ah! Ah!
It's probably just room noise.
Ah! I think it's just us talking, a bit of it, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Nope, never mind. Rah!
Roll, 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 roll.
Oh.
For I am returned.
Welcome, Nightmare.
Take audience once more.
The lad. Here to take audience. We're still waiting on Austin.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
No!
Brown.
I can't believe you've done this.
Wow.
You've done this all.
Wow.
While I'm in court with my relatives.
Yes.
Remind me again how you're related to them. Is this like a distant third cousin removed or something?
Something like that.
Or
Oh,
you're
they're
both
just-
just rich.
Pretty much that one, yeah. They're both just wood elf families.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. It's more just like nobles in the same court, therefore make pleasantries.
I'm rich.
Gotcha.
You're rich. Let's talk to each other.
Gang, gang, gang,
Oh, did I hear a...
Yeah, haha.
Whoa! I did
At
hear
long
an
last,
Austin.
he emergeth.
All right.
Highly anticipated return.
Then
Sorry.
with that, no, it's all
All good.
good. What are you folks up to then? What is the next plan of action now that you have all grouped up once more?
I think Sebastian was gonna drag me to court.
Most certainly. First, I'm going back to base because that's where all my extra things are, and I'm going to change into my own fine clothes. And then, yes, then we will be going to court.
All right, you head off. Is everybody going, or do the rest of you follow them?
If anybody comes with, they also have to have me get clothes for them.
I will not be going. I will say that I am going to do something else, and then I will look, or I will try to remember if I have seen any large open areas in town.
You can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yes, an investigation check. But yeah, right.
Certainly nothing in your end of town. And you're like about to basically step beyond the kind of like ramshackle half wall that divides the two halves of town before you're like, oh,
I will
should
die.
go to the goldenrod side, and then you turn back around. There doesn't appear to be a lot of like real estate for park space, especially not in this end of town. Like there's just the like slums and houses and lots of buildings that you have sort of just been built to fill space for more and more people.
I will say, before I left, I would probably have said something like,
I'm going for a walk. Join me if you wish.
in case Aruka and Merdigan would like to tag along.
So that way you don't have to get dragged through clothing shopping as well.
Yes, but if I can't find a spot in the city, then I will go outside the city on a long walk.
Yes.
Easily enough, actually, just beside, or like just basically if you head left, There's a large expanse of, they're sparsely populated with trees around this edge of the city, but not too bad. It's a relatively open forest space there. Would essentially be just below this point on the map if you were heading outside the city walls.
Yeah. Very
you can
cool.
Do what you wish to do in this space.
Okay. And it's open, so like I wouldn't harm anybody if I did something badass.
No. There's nobody around. You can there's an area where you can be like, there's a clearing that's far enough away, like 20-30 feet from trees, there where you'd be fine.
Yeah, so that's where I go. And once I get there, I take out my glaive and I inspect the spear tip on the end of it, and I look at it in all of its malformed yet precise glory, and I let out a sigh like this. And then I say,
Even after all of this, you still managed to give me a gift. Thank you, my brothers.
And I nod solemnly to the glaive handle as I place my hand upon my amulet, and I look up to the sky, and as I do, I thrust the tip into the air, and I say,
Oh, Tempest, would you bequeath on to me but a fragment of your power?
And I look up at the sky.
Few moments pass. Silence. Nothing seems to really ensue.
Then
You do feel that this region is a bit further away. It's less homey than it was on the journey.
I see. Then I will look at my spells and see if I even have anything that's lightning.
Be hilarious.
I think I only have thunder damage.
Ah!
I will.
Wait a minute.
Let me DM you something, and I'm going to ask you a very personal, not a personal question, but I'm going to ask you a BHEM question.
Oh, I love these.
Very personal BHEM question.
Alright. But for now, I'm just meditating and feeling the wind through my coat.
Yes.
Just the wind feels good.
Epic.
Okay, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, we are on the exact same wavelength.
Okay, so then,
So,
BHEM, if you'd like to describe what you do to achieve this effect.
So I wait just a few moments more, and I see that nothing will happen, and there shall be no lightning from the sky. So I look at my amulet, and I say,
If you shall not shred your power to me, then I shall rely on my brothers once more.
And I lift the glaive and turn the blade towards myself.
Oh!
And I stick
I
the
get it.
glaive in my shoulder, and upon it, my natural defenses kick up, and a few shocks of lightning crackle through my back as I use Wrath of the Storm to do some lightning damage to
Sweet.
2d8.
to the glaive, 2d8.
Sweet.
But I will also take.
Oh no.
I was gonna say I'll roll damage for what you take from the glaive, but you also have
We
your
did-
Channel Divinity Destructive
Yes.
Wrath, Nightmas.
Yeah. Channel
I'm so
divinity.
scared. We're gonna walk out the city and just see Behem dead in a
You take
crater.
5 points of piercing damage.
All right.
That's fine. It's to the glaive. It's to the glaive.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, he rolled low. Thank God.
2, 3, 4, 5. So I will then use. I will use Destructive Wrath to do maximum lightning damage
Okay.
to my glaive.
I want you to. Okay, first of all, take inspiration for that.
Thanks.
And then,
Yeah.
second of all, just make a d20 check and add your wisdom modifier. Just roll
I
a
would love
d20,
to.
add your wisdom modifier.
I am doing it physical. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
No, it's not. Critical fail.
Natural one.
Oh.
With my wisdom, it'd be a 4.
Hey, so this could be interesting.
Hmm.
What the fuck?
It's an object.
Oh, no.
Oh boy, here we go.
Fuck.
Small. So resilient. Okay, here. Let's see. I'm gonna roll the hit points for your glaive.
Oh no.
7, 11. No. Stuck in yourself, it just shatters.
What?
No.
Fuck!
What?
Oh.
The wood
The hand. Hold on.
splinters apart, crackling with lightning, charred on impact.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
the glaive head
That's my question.
remains in your shoulder,
Okay.
intact.
Okay.
Oh,
the
so it
wood.
was just the wood.
But the wood immediately, like, from the destructive force of the full 16 lightning damage that would do, it just
Splintered.
pulverized. Like,
So big ol'
it did hit points and a half. Like, it was an instant destruction.
Or Dante.
I sit there and I catch my breath, still crackling with a few shocks, and I begin to chuckle to myself.
For old time's sake, then.
As I say, and I begin to touch the glaive head stuck in my chest to gauge if it's fatal to me.
It is not. Like, you can take it out. It's okay. It's in one piece still. The head is intact. It's there. I am gonna.
Nightmas walks back to that weaponsmith kid. He's like, "Boy, I need a stick," and you've got like a gaping hole in your
Oh,
shoulder.
fine. If I require a stick.
Unironically.
I'm still gonna roll to see if it got empowered here, if this actually worked.
Oh no.
That
Good
is
expression.
a 98.
You'll present that.
Is that a good thing?
It would appear to have it to still contain a new amount of energy that was not present. It appears the process was successful, however, the wooden elements were destroyed in the process.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So That's fucking dope. Okay.
It's actually badass.
You now
That's
have a piece of Tempestium which you can now say that you have forged yourself, which is not an easy feat for most smiths.
Then I will grab it with my big beast hand, and I will go and I rip it out of me. How does that feel?
Not great, and as it leaves, I will say you do take 1 point of lightning damage. You just get like a little from it as it leaves. It kind of arcs at your body, and you're like,
That's awesome.
That's the sound it makes.
yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
Then I will inspect my my glaive head. Does it look any different? Does it feel any different?
Where it was just like a polished metal before, it has a bit of a light blue hue to it. Just not like blued steel, but kind of the inverse. Like it's got so much energy that it's just a little bit brighter than it should be, rather than being darkened.
Then I will.
Go ahead and make a perception check as well.
I will not be doing it physical.
Okay. 15.
It ain't bad.
You see that there is just a large piece of wood nearby that could function like a walking
piece
stick,
of wood.
a walking stick length piece of sturdy wood.
Like off of a. You're not talking about
like
my
a-
stick that just exploded. You're talking about a stick in
No,
the
like
woods.
a tree branch in the woods on the ground here. Yeah, like something that looks like it's come off of something else. Just a stick.
Then I will be taking that stick.
Looks like if you had a little time, you could make it into a certainly characteristic weapon. Or you could just go and get another handle
get
for a
going.
couple silver pieces. At best.
Or I could get this tree branch and have Fireboy attach it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll pick up the stick and I will look at the black spot in the grass that used to be my old handle.
Yeah.
And I will say,
Let us hope. I will not have to lean on you anymore.
and I pick myself up. I'll cast, and I'll take a deep breath, and I'll say that I do a subtle little powerful bark to myself. And cast healing word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. 1d4 plus
Your wisdom, so 1d4 plus 3.
Wisdom. 1d4.
Come on, 3 or a 4. 3 or a 4. Full refill.
3! 6, baby!
Hey, full refill.
Awesome. And then I will limp my ass back into town.
Okay.
Can we hear any of this? Like the thunder or like the scream?
It's pretty localized.
This is pretty far outside of town,
Yeah.
though.
And
Like,
against the.
you guys
Yeah, maybe-
kind of
maybe.
like took it back to the bunkhouse to chill for a bit, and BM just like pew took off for a second
I'm-
and just run to
I'm
the
Yeah.
going for a walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are like,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
go see the Royals, and the rest of them are like, we don't want to dress funny. So,
We're going to see
Sebastian,
the
I do look funny.
Royals. We're going to see the Royals.
I would rather stab myself.
that is literally
Oh,
what
God.
just happened. Speaking of which, going to go see the Royals now. Several and Sebastian.
Yes.
You arrive
Oh,
at the front
God.
gates
Mhm.
of the palace, which are currently closed. There is
Baller, off to a great start.
a wall around here, and there are 2 guards
Why do you look so
out
excited
front
to see the gates closed?
with the portcullis closed.
No reason.
I look for a guard who may be posted nearby, and as a note as well, of course. My sword and dagger are both worn very visibly, and in the style of like a noble with their saber at their side and stuff like that. Not making any attempt to hide it, all for sort of part of my sort of noble regalia, as it were.
Regular.
And not wearing any of the palace guard colors or anything like that. I'm just wearing my bronze crown colors.
Okay. As you walk
So
up,
I
there's a man.
I go to find
Yeah, one of the 2 guards who's standing there. Both of them are like shield and spear, helmet, pretty plain armor with the city's colors of just like purples and browns and with little small bits of gold accents. More so on the individual that you go to approach, who also has a purple plume extruding from their helmet.
Several you notice as he goes to talk up to these guards, he always sort of walks with like a sort of like confidence and an enthusiasm, but you see kind of almost leans back a bit more than he normally would, and is sort of lifting his posture up, and is sort of embodying sort of a different aspect of himself. He goes up to the guards like, Sebastian Bronzecrown of House Bronzecrown. I'm here to pay the Duke a visit.
State your exact business.
Yeah,
And it
it's like,
leans
of course.
in. You see the brow furrow a bit under the helmet.
Well, no more to pay my respect to the Duke, as I am of elven nobility visiting the city, and I thought it prudent to let him know that I was present. I also, I'm with the palace guard, and I discovered something on the mission that I thought should be returned to the family.
We don't. No political interactions. The Duke doesn't see.
I am not
any...
here to. He sort of like lays up his hand, sort of like, I am not here on any palace guard business whatsoever. That does not interest me. It is that, and then he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out the House Valerian brooch, and is like, this was, we've stumbled upon a cave and we found this in there, and I knew it had to be returned to its rightful owners.
Do you mind? Sort of extends his hand after sort of putting the spear on a sling.
He hands it off.
Takes it and looks at it. That's cocked. Okay. You've got a guilty conscience. You stole his brooch.
And then you see that his physicality then becomes very, very upset at this. He's like, I take that as a great insult that you would insinuate that one of the illustrious House Bronzecrown would go so low as to steal from another member of a family house. That is a great insult to my family name.
Literally no idea who you are. And I don't know jack shit about elven royalty. You know,
the Duke
they're
will.
The black sheep for the reason.
He is staring daggers at this man. It's like, and
he kind of looks at you, Sibrel, who hasn't said anything yet. Just
this ain't my shit. This is not my spear.
What? You got any more business?
His question just goes,
Are you with the same party?
Intimidate.
I don't understand here. Both Palace Guard.
Sebastian takes off his house bronze crown brooch and then hands it to him. He's like, if you show this to the Duke, he will know what it means.
Yeah, but I'm also not allowed to let any soldiers into the palace, so I tell you what, I will do you a favor by passing along his brooch back to him, and if he decides that he wants to talk to you, he'll let you know.
Very well.
Because
He does a slight head bow.
I still don't know if this thing is even real. I don't know where you would have got it from. I presume whoever owned it is dead, and that's a problem.
Sebastian would have taken the map as well. I was like, yeah, well, actually, he's like, like, if you must know, he thinks, no, that is information I should save for the Duke himself. He will understand what it means. He will understand the significance of this. We are. I will give him the address of where our home is in the Palace Guard quarter.
It would be easy enough to find you. Once they just go to the quarter, it's not too hard to find anybody.
Yes.
All the bunkhouses and such are sort of in the same area.
Sebastian will then, and says, and if I do not receive word, I will be back for that. He points at the brooch that he handed off for his own brooch.
Oh, I don't want you take it.
He grabs it back and very pointedly brushes it off.
He's not gonna really care who you are if you're a soldier. He doesn't want to see you. I mean, like, this brooch is interesting, and he'll want to know where you got it from, maybe. So it gives you a good shot. But since you're soldiers, he doesn't really care.
I understand. Please make it clear that I am not here on any military business. This is purely familial.
I will certainly tell him that, as have I had to do for every other soldier that has also wanted to talk to the Duke. Thank you for your time. And he just pockets the brooch.
Of course.
And then signals up to something you don't see, but then the gate opens and he heads inside and another guard replaces him out front.
So did he seem to indicate that I should wait here and see if he'd want to hear back, or that I should just come another day?
No.
Did he really?
Like,
I guess
it'll
he didn't
be
indicate.
later. Like, he didn't make it sound like, oh yeah, this will happen today. Like, maybe if he cares, he'll talk to you later when he has time.
He will then sort of turn around, affix the brooch back onto his person. It's like, well, Sidril, we can return back to the house, I suppose. And then he sort of walks off, not upright, looking straight forward, not looking anywhere around him, just straight forward on his path.
Straight back to the. Unless there's anywhere you guys wanted to go along the way, or you just going to group up with everybody? Just back to
hang on. Sebastian. Don't you forget you have something else to return.
Thinking what?
Dead kid.
No, that was not here. That was back home in Falstead proper.
Oh, I thought was that a kid not from here?
No. He was.
Yeah,
he was from.
All right.
Falstead.
Okay. Yeah. Nix that. We going back. Sad and slightly dressed better than before.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say at this point, Behem also returns. Since you healed up, I'll say that nobody is able to notice that you did get a little charred and stabbed. It is any remnants
We noticed
are
the
gone.
lack of stick, and he's just holding a spearhead.
How do you enter the bunkhouse again, Behem?
I'm kind of slumping, even though I'm healed. That kind of was a lot.
Yeah.
And I sit down in a chair. Whoomp! And I grab that stick, didn't I?
Edge of the bed.
I sit down on my bed.
You guys don't get furniture.
What were you up to?
Just enjoying this beautiful day.
and I put the glaive head. Do I at least have a nightstand? Damn.
You do.
All right, then I
It's up on roll 20 what the room looks like.
Very
place it on the nightstand. Twink. And I place it on the nightstand.
Sebastian kind of harshly walks back to his bed and then carefully undoes his ascot, places his brooch with great care on the table, and just slowly going back to more of his like normal, or maybe what time is it now?
After making your way there and back again, it would be like maybe 5:30, closer to 6.
Okay, well then that would change into more like comfortable clothes, I suppose. Still fancy
not
by his
jammy
standards,
level.
but
Yeah.
not jammy time. It's not jammy time yet.
Murder
It would be funny, but it's not
exactly
time for jammy
5:42 p.m.
oh, jammy time.
Then
No,
I will.
to normal clothes, and then like it's very forceful, his movements, as he's like it's somewhat controlled, but you can see there's a lot more force behind him, like taking his like clothes off and everything, and then he sits down weirdly formally on the bed and just sits to himself, eyes closed.
Then I will look at several and say,
Tell me, Several, what did the Duke think of your new duds? Was he impressed as I?
We did not meet with the Duke.
Mhm.
We were turned away.
Turned away.
I look at Sebastian subtly.
I've never felt so insulted in my entire life. Accused of thievery, refused entry, did not acknowledge my. He's. And then he composes himself as best he can. He stops himself. It is part of the pageantry of nobility. It is something I must deal with, and is doing his best to control his temper at the moment.
Pageantry or arrogance, lad?
He looks up and doesn't outright glare, but is staring at you with mild intensity.
I simply mean that perhaps this Duke is not worth meeting.
He sort of looks. He looks back. He's like, and it's like, it is. I wish I could afford to not, and then just sort of rubs his eyes.
Poor
His town
rich
is
people.
besieged by his town is besieged by foreign occupants. I imagine he's got a lot on his plate, and he will get to us when he can.
I will say as well, while you guys have been around the town, outside of the 3 factions you'd expect to see, City Watch, Goldenrod's, Palace Guard, there has been a 4th group of armed folk around town that are visually distinct from the others.
Fourth group.
Duke's Guard, perhaps?
Duke's Guard would be a 3rd group. This is a 4th.
No, they'd be
Yeah.
purple.
You've seen the purple, gold, and brown adornments of the City Watch here. You've seen the reds and other similar colors of the goldenrods, and the blues and golds of the Palace Guard. But this other one is sort of just like dark browns and brasses and auburns, like very odd colors like that. Lots of heavy metal armor, fairly uniform. Various weapons. Not really.
What do the dudes look like?
They don't really move. Like, they are semi-organized in their color. I guess let's do.
Are they
this.
like a variety of races, or are they all like
Oh, in terms of
Hmm.
races, it's hard to tell actually because of the type of
Oh, they're like helmets and
the
everything.
armor that they're wearing. Yeah, it's like
Mm.
fully closed helmets, like neck gorgets, everything like down to a T. Everything has disappeared for some reason. Ah. Can show this photo, certainly. Upload picture. I don't know why this wasn't uploaded. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Apparently, I didn't have it.
It is okay.
Excuse me.
Sebastian is just doing right now.
Yeah, just like
That
this
sucks, bro.
head to toe, very
Oh,
dark yet brassy armor, shields, swords, usually, but kept at their sides, not
The brass
appearing
blades.
outwardly
Badass.
armed or anything per se. Like not like they're a guard force, but they've certainly been patrolling and around town doing similar things to what you and other soldiers have been doing.
Mercenaries, perhaps.
Indeed.
A wild card who we don't know of their intentions.
Hmm.
They're not our enemies. They're not with us. They're not with the Duke. What could they possibly want?
Another one.
Have I ever? Would I
I will say
know or recognize them since my
given-
background is mercenary veteran?
Given your
Oh.
history, given you're a mercenary veteran, go ahead and do a history check with advantage.
History check with advantage. All right, physical.
Since
You're going to redeem yourself.
You would know from back in the day of like rival gangs or anything that would make sense, or
Yeah.
any
I'm
names
gonna
you've picked
go
up.
ahead and roll one on this as well.
Yeah, several
Plus
certainly.
two. That will
Oh,
that will
gosh.
be an 8.
This is just a history check. See?
Oh, with it.
Yeah.
You said with advantage though.
Yeah, you have advantage behind.
Okay.
I'll
Dang.
say you can
15,
certainly go
15 for
ahead.
me.
15.
11 for me.
Okay. Doesn't really resonate with you, Behem. Civil, you know that there's certainly, I mean, there are private mercenary groups that do operate kind of just across the globe. Kind of just freelance style for whoever they need to. This particular, like, the color scheme and the attire doesn't really hit any bells with you. However, Ruka, there has just been something oddly familiar to you
Oh.
about just them. Like, just the color scheme seems familiar, but you don't know any specifics or anything why it would be. It's not coming to you. This is just like a surface thought that you have passively.
Gotcha. That's sus.
Indeed.
Hmm.
So you folks have the evening. I know you had made it clear last session you wanted to look for a bar. Y'all wanted to go for drinks last game, but then you were like, oh wait, it's like 10 a.m. Let's do other things.
Let's not be Kren here.
But it is the evening, so you certainly could.
Yeah.
If that's what tickles your fancy.
I would be down for that.
Alright.
Did I see any bars on my way?
Since your investigation checks during then were already low as it is, I will say definitely not.
Epic.
Yeah. But anybody who would like to go ahead and make one certainly can, or you can assist somebody. But yeah, let's roll for bar hop. I guess.
That's just an investigation.
Yeah, just go roll an investigation check. Whoever would.
Sebastian's
Fog.
just sort of
Let's
sitting on his
go.
bed.
Rolling
My
for
digital dice are
fog.
loaded.
15 on that one. Okay.
You said investigation, right?
Yeah.
16.
16.
Sebastian's just sort of sitting on his. Well, you guys got the same roll. Sebastian's just sort of sitting on his bed, and is just going like just thinking. I would love to, but I must remain ready for if I receive word. It'd be rude to not respond quickly if I get word about anything.
You would respond to rudeness with manners?
And he's like, and he just sort of nods, and it's like it is. Well, does no one any good to be spiteful, and it is the Bronze Crown way. We respect, and we deal in all things with dignity. We cannot. Yes, yeah. He sort of mumbles to
I did
himself.
express that it would be a while.
There would be a while that was very clearly put
Yeah,
across.
that was his.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it was
Also,
very
just
clear
from the
that it
way
will
he
be
was
a
talking, there's-
while.
Yeah.
He is busy. There are other things to do that are more important than checking out a random brooch from a random soldier claiming to be of elven nobility out of nowhere. There are certainly much more pressing things to do than something that kind of sounds like a hoax if you really boil it down to what he got at face value.
True enough. But he refused to show the brooch would have been the full legitimacy. That jerk. Y'all can convince Sebastian, but he's kind of in the dumps
As you say,
right now.
anybody who would like to can make a persuasion check against Sebastian.
I want to make a persuasion check.
Do it. I
Do
want to
it.
see this natural 20.
If there's one person that can get him to the bar, it's Ruka.
Just
Damn it.
walks up.
What does an
do you
11 do?
say to
Let me do a
persuade
personal
him with a
roll
4?
here. Let me do a sad sack roll here. Give me a second.
Roll it.
Whatever roll this to be. We'll see. What would it be? Ooh, I could do this. Okay.
Roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier.
If that's what we're doing. 19.
What the fuck?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, you beat our rolls.
Roll for Sud.
I was gonna roll an insight check to see if he felt that anything could be gained from staying here.
You certainly can if you want to.
Okay, I'll
You'll
do that.
just be sad and by yourself because I'm going
If
drinking.
you fail, do you believe that there is, or is it the other way around? If you succeed,
If I succeed, oh wait, that's a good. Man, this is stupid. I'm just gonna roll and add my wisdom.
If you fail your insight check, then that means that you stay behind because you think it's a good idea, even though meta context, you know it'll be a long time. So do it up.
Natural 20.
You instantly recognize that, like, you know what? Maybe I should just go out. Maybe.
Yeah. So it's like.
Maybe. For
Okay. All right.
once.
You know what? Elves have a way of taking a long time since they have a long time themselves to think about things.
Exactly.
To hell with it.
Giving-
Let's go drinking.
Me giving a pointed look.
Ruka starts clapping. He's like, yeah! Yeah, flamenco boy, let's go!
Oh, yes, I haven't had the chance to show that off yet.
Bolt is like, yes! Just in all of your heads, you just hear, yes!
Sebastian looses his collar. He's like, let's find someplace.
I'll say with the investigation checks that you did get, you did come up with the names of the 2 bars that are in the quarter. Very thankfully, there is the Bloodied Mare Inn and Tavern. That is at...
Natural 20, that was great.
Yeah, I know, that's so fucking good. That is at number 11. That's the Bloodied Mare. And then there's also the Drunken Mushroom at number 5.
I'm gonna say this now. The drunken mushroom sounds cooler.
There's the Bloodied Mare and the Drunken Mushroom. Your choice of where you would like to go for the evening?
I vote for the drunken mushroom.
One
I
vote for the
vote for
mushroom.
the bloodied mare.
One vote for the mare. Okay.
I vote for the Bloody Mare too.
You don't want
Blood
to go to
is
the drunken
red.
mushroom?
Mm,
No, Nightmiss, you want to go to the bloodied mare.
Blood
Mm.
equals red, so red is good. So Sebastian says bloodied mare.
The drunken mushroom sounds
Okay,
like it could have more than just beer.
Well, that's three.
That also makes Sebastian uncomfortable.
That's 3 votes then for the mare.
Ah, fine. Yeah, that's majority.
Merdigan, out of
Sebastian
curiosity,
can be
where would she
convinced,
vote for?
so.
The
What were the
mare,
options again?
Oh my
the
God.
bloodied mare, or the the drunken mushroom?
Drunken mushroom.
Ha!
3-2. Bloodied mare it
It is
is.
3-2. Yeah.
Somebody could make a case for it if they want to change Sebastian's mind.
Nah.
Nope, I'm already
All right.
going. I have a death grip on Sebastian.
All right.
Arriving
Drinking!
then at the Bloodied Mare, it's a fairly bustling tavern. The first person you notice at the door is a half-orc gentleman, white, like regular, like humanoid-looking, like human-looking skin. Not pallid, but like white with a little bit of rosiness. Long blonde hair, just like a blue tabard.
Dog the Defiler.
He's also got a
What?
mace.
The white orc from The Hobbit.
He has
Space,
a
I didn't
mace
see
hung
The
at
Hobbit.
his side.
Fuck you.
That's weird.
That's good.
That was good.
He stops you
good-
before
That's
entering
great.
the door and just says,
First one.
just so you folks know, just behave when you're in the bar, right?
I'd like to make a note that I did change into my comfy clothes, that being my armor again.
Okay, good. Excellent. I knew that. I
Um,
knew immediately.
What's the atmosphere in here? Like, is there dancing? Is there players?
Inside, there's no live music happening.
Ah.
It's not dead. It's just there's a lot of people hanging around, having a drink and a meal. Like looks like after a work day, but there's not music. It's mostly just individual conversations between the people that are around. But the half orc does step aside, but says, "Please, dude, go ahead though and enjoy your time here at the Mare. Thank you."
Wouldn't think of anything else.
I go and find a seat.
You go and sit down. There is a table that's got enough chairs for you 5, and Bolt just kind of chills on the floor with you. Oddly, not the only animal in here. You do see other pets and little creatures and things around the feet or shoulders of other creatures.
Sick.
I give Bolt some hearty stomach pats, like when you pat a dog like a drum, like a dum dum dum.
Like how men pet dogs.
Yeah, like
You can't call me out like this. You can't call me out like this. Fuck you, Space.
We do that because we like having our chest like that.
right. Like a gorilla.
Yeah.
Space just said all men are gorillas.
That's funny. That is objectively funny. Maybe unobjectively funny.
And makes me way to the counter to order food and drink.
Yeah.
Sebastian
behind the
sits
bar.
down and then claps his hands twice and expects a server to come to him.
Nothing happens.
Ruka
as
just
Cyril
squints at him.
approaches the bar to order.
Sebastian's
That's
just
not
sitting
what
there.
I said at all. That's not what I said at all.
You're not going to the bar to order?
No, she's
No,
talking about the thing I put in quotes.
Oh.
Okay.
I am going. I am going to the bar.
You see a man in a he's got a white button-up shirt, kind of undone a bit down to his chest, like the first couple of
Is he
buttons
hot?
are undone. Just wait, you'll probably think so. There is a black blazer over top with
Nice.
slightly cuffed sleeves, just like to the midst of his forearm.
Love a good
Brown
forearm
leather fingerless gloves and this like lavender blue soft skin, this light ash gray hair, and a set of two like blueberry blue horns that sort of
Ooh.
arc out
Nice.
from his head towards the back and towards each other. You see a blue tiefling in relatively fine dress. He's currently pouring flagons of ale, like 4 or 5 of them on this thing. He's like, hello, hey, welcome to the mayor. What can I get for you? Just give me 1 sec to pour the rest of these. And he kind of just like unstops the cask and just like dumps this barrel over top of the beers, and just stoppers it, sets it down. What can I get started for you?
Who's up here with me?
Did
Bastion's
anybody
still
go
sitting,
with
waiting.
Several?
Me.
Okay.
Ruka.
So probably what? Okay, so Sebastian's still sitting at the table. Where's
waiting.
Behem and Nerdigan?
Are they also at the table, I'm assuming?
Yes.
You're muted, Nightmas. Nightmas, you're muted.
After Sebastian did the clap, I would like to chuckle to myself, do 2 claps, and cast Thaumaturgy to make it sound like thunder, but like distant thunder.
Nice.
So
Ooh, this guy's cool.
Behem and them at the table.
You hear a couple people are like, "Oh man, rain again."
I love.
Looking back at the seat at the table, and then us two, I kind of just go 5 flagons of the house, whatever it is you have, and I'll also take a leg of whatever you have roasting back there.
He's like, well, we got a couple things on. We got turkey, chicken, and well, it's a little expensive, but a couple weeks ago, a group of guys killed a Vrak. We still got a little meat left over if you want to buy.
I look down at where's Bolt? Where's our boy?
He's back at the table getting belly pats from Behem right now, like on the floor, back up, like just.
We'll 5 flagons and a turkey leg.
Okay. You want food? Any of the rest of them? That just the 1 leg? Looking at you as well, Ruka. Anybody want no other food? Just drinks.
Sebastian looks
Just
to Behem.
drinks
I respect.
from
Okay.
me, please.
Okay.
Sebastian looks to Behem. The service in here is taking such a long time.
Oh, I know. You clapped a full 2 minutes ago.
And you assisted. Shakes his head.
Truly, a city divided this is.
We'll start with the drinks and get food later.
Okay, then start that off. Do you want to run a tab for the night then? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That'll be easy enough. Call it a silver piece for now, but see how that runs up on the night.
Okay, do the little like thumb flicky silver piece to him.
He catches it. He's like, "No tip."
I give him a piece of gold.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice. I'll get those for you in a minute. Walks off to go. You just hear him go, "Beth, I need another cask." You just hear like a child voice. All right. From sort of like down in an area behind the counter.
A world with no child labor laws.
A couple minutes later, he comes and sets all the drinks, and then is like, "And who got the turkey leg?"
I point over to Bolt.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Here you go. Just sort of like Bolt just like looks at it and is like a little cautious at first and like looks at the rest of you.
Yes.
So Sebastian is pointedly sitting and staring at
He
this man.
takes it like gently and then
Yeah.
but does start eating it like goes
Good
fucking
boy.
ham as soon as he has
That
it to
sheep-
himself.
that
For our
sheepish
strongest
thing that
warrior.
dogs do.
Yeah.
That sheepish thing dogs do when they like take whatever you give them and walk to the other room to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Bolt
Sebastian-
goes and walks off outside and you just hear like from outside the front door.
Nice. Very good. Sebastian is pointedly sitting and staring at the man who brought the food to the table.
Hello.
Yes, I've been waiting to order.
Self-serve,
Did
lad. You
your-
gotta do
your
it
friend
yourself.
Didn't
Self
friend
what?
already came up and
He like looks over.
I take him. I take a flagon from what was his name again? We didn't even catch his name.
he hasn't said it
I
yet.
take a flagon from the blue tiefling and set it in front of Sebastian.
Oh. Okay. He's like confused, and he sort of picks up, sloshes it around. He's like, thank you. He sort of nods his head at the man who brought everything there.
Yeah, your friend paid, but you're welcome.
Oh, he's like, that's unnecessary.
Walks off,
but then he like
drinks with you.
he sloshes it around like, what is this? He's squinting at it.
It's just plain regular ale. It's nothing fancy. It's just ale.
Nothing fancy is the point where that's the thing.
Unrecognizable.
It is standard traveler ale for D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I
You gotta learn to let
big
your hair
old
down,
gulp.
Sebastian, and I take a little deep drink of my own from my own flagon.
Bolt.
When in Valandras, and then he'll start sipping a little bit. This man's only had like very sweet wines his entire life. What is this experience like for Sebastian?
Oh man, Sebastian's about to get fucking
Make a
sloshed.
Constitution saving throw.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right.
Yeah.
13.
13. To your senses, I mean, it doesn't taste great. It's ale. It's not what a nobleman would be interested in drinking per se if they've never had it before. But I mean, thankfully, the wines and stuff you've had are about the same strength. You know, the elven stuff hits a little harder, so you've had some of the harder alcohols, so you're okay. It's a decent drink though.
Gotcha. He's sort of just like he retches very slightly at some of the tasting, but eventually he'll start acclimatizing to it and then drinking more of it. It's like, okay, this is not too horrible.
I chuckle and take a big old swig of my own flagon.
Delicious.
It's like, yes. And then once he finishes his flagon, he'll then be like, no, he'll like raise his hand up and ask for another one.
Still nothing happens. The rest of you around the table see Sebastian just stick his hand up as soon as his flagon is empty.
I put his hand down with my own and I say, "Come." Then I stand up and walk over to the bar.
I don't understand why you go to a place of food and service to not be served. Okay, all right. he stands up, and then goes to follow.
Anybody else going up to the counter with them this time at all?
Second round, let's go.
Ruka, Murdigan,
I will-
anybody else want any food or any other things from here?
I will get up.
Go ahead.
Murdigan,
God, I want
we
to
have
get
pies
a
at home.
Constitution
saving throw.
Murdigan, we have pies at home.
I will say I get up to go to follow them to the counter, and as I get up, I put my hand on Murdigan's shoulder and say,
Murdigan, perhaps if your grandiose plans don't work out, you could always come here and make a killing as a chef.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
Like just blankly, like goat face, like.
Yes. But I am also going to get up and can I see like the kitchen from wherever they're ordering?
You can't see the kitchen space. You can see the door that would leads to what you assume is it, though. It's where the man has come in and out of with trays of food.
Gonna pull a Kronk and get back there himself and cook up a storm.
Why?
I was going to watch them cook to learn how to make more food. But I don't know if they'd enjoy me walking back there.
I mean, you could ask. You can certainly ask. Miss 7-foot-tall goat woman, you can certainly ask to inspect the kitchen.
I'd let a 7-foot-tall goat woman watch me cook.
For real.
Tell you that right now.
You gonna put on a full body hairnet?
Oh God.
I will ask then, yeah.
So you go up to the blue tiefling man, and what do you say? How do you word this?
Oh God, give me a moment.
Hang on. I have a... This is what Murdigan wears back in the kitchen.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that works. That's very good.
Bunny suit.
Oh gosh.
Let's say... Oh God, this is like a... We went to the mayor one, right?
Yeah, the Bloodied Mare.
Okay, so... And it's a bar in general, so they're probably gonna be like...
Inn and Tavern is the exact name. Oh, hello, Doug.
I'd probably just say something along the lines of,
Yeah, my Doug.
Show dog.
Solo.
I'm not from around here. Would you mind if I...
No, you can't see him. No.
Observe your cooking methods myself?
Like, what do you mean? Like, you want my recipes, or... He's kind of like taken aback, like, what?
I just want to see how it's done.
You want to watch Beth
Shadow the
cook?
kitchen. Shadow
Yes.
the cook.
Okay. I mean, give me 1 second. He like walks off back into the kitchen, and you hear him like having a conversation for a bit. She's like, "Yeah, she said it's okay. Sure, don't screw with any of the food, and no funny business, or I'll get Kino out here." And he points to the half orc at the door. I'll do it. You no funny business back there, all right?
I'll just do like a singular nod and then waddle back.
Okay. Currently working the kitchen. Let me get picture.
Success.
Large fish in hand on the chopping block currently is a blue tiefling, much smaller, female, maybe looks like adolescent, 12 at best.
My God, child labor.
Working the kitchen
They don't exist.
all by herself.
Oh my God.
She's like, hey, okay, yeah, this is weird, but welcome to the kitchen, the mayor. You are... Who?
Murdigan.
Merdigan. Okay, I'm Beth. What do you want to see me cook? I was just gonna prep this fish up and beer batter it.
Do as you normally would.
Pretend I'm not even here.
Just goes off to work and just like guts cleans this fish in like 30 seconds flat, like as fast as it took like Kren to gut fish for you guys. Like this little girl just like cleans this thing and like gets it ready, dips it in batter, gets it frying in a pan, like a cast iron skillet with oil. Is like, so you a chef or something? I don't get it. What do you? What's up? Why do you want to know what I'm doing? As the fish is frying and she's preparing another dish.
I will.
This is curious
Just do this.
behavior. I'm just nobody does this.
I will just do this and make like a pie and what's the other thing I learned? I wrote it down.
Aw.
Yeah, there she is. Just a little kid. Open-toed shoes in the kitchen, by the way. OSHA, where you at?
It's a child in the
There's
kitchen
a child
already.
in the kitchen. Oh, so where you
That's
at?
the point. That's the point.
I'll do that, make a pie, and then like some gin.
Oh. She's like, this what? Where did you? Okay, cool. I mean, are you a priest? I heard priests can do this kind of stuff. They don't usually make alcohol.
Not in the usual sense, but some would probably consider it in the same realm.
Yeah, okay. Magic stuff. Got it. I don't want to know. All right. So you're a magic chef? You're a chef priest?
More or less.
Merdigan chef priest.
Maybe. That doesn't sound like a bad job. Yeah, well, whatever.
Garlic bread cleric.
No, please, no, not the garlic bread cleric.
Feed the hungry. Channel divinity, feed the hungry.
Well, okay, I'll just keep going. I will say of the spending like a little bit of time back there, you learn how to make beer battered fish.
Mmm.
You learn how to make quinoa, interestingly enough. And indeed,
A grain.
plain garlic bread. No cheese, but plain.
Quinoa is a flowering plant in the amaranth family.
How do you spell quinoa?
Quinoa. Quinoa.
It's kind of like rice, but it's like a much shorter grain. It's almost like
It's just
like a little dot.
It's white people rice.
yeah.
Quinoa is white people rice. That is what quinoa is.
My mom is obsessed with quinoa. I'm gonna use that
Mine
now.
too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mine too.
That is why it is white people rice.
Cleric garlic bread domain. Oh my god, is that an actual thing?
I wasn't joking.
Oh my god.
I'll say though, how you doing, Night Mist? What's the stat here? What do you want to do?
I will.
I know you're
I
short
will-
on time.
I will look at the menu because I am hungry.
Okay.
Because
Well.
I am enjoying bar episode.
It is mostly the things that you had found out, or that Merdigan found out. So you see beer battered fish, plain garlic bread.
I
There
don't
is-
even look at the other ones. I order a massive plate. I put 20 gold pieces on the counter
What?
and say
What?
How much beer battered fish shall this give me?
I'll take your entire stock.
The tiefling man just kind of looks at you, he's like,
Ron
Smells
Swanson
like
ordering
broke
would that
people in
be
here.
with the tip or without?
Oh, you will not be receiving a tip tonight, my friend.
I don't think BM knows how money works.
I'm concerned.
He's like, well, 20 gold pieces worth. Who the fuck wants that much fish? Well, 20 gold pieces would. Do you want to like know specifically how much, or do you just want us to start cooking?
Bring me food.
And I put one
Okay.
more gold piece in his pocket.
You're... This man's just made his entire like week's worth of profit in one encounter.
He walks back into the kitchen where Murdigan is. He's like, okay, listen, Beth, we need to make 20 gold pieces worth of beer battered fish. She looks at him, she's like, 20 gold pieces worth? They're 5 silver a plate!
Oh my god. Wait, so that's 40
That's
plates
40?
of fish?
No.
Yeah, because
Well,
10 silver and 1 gold, and there's 20 gold.
Yeah, 40.
Yeah, 40. So that's gonna be 40 orders. That's still 20 fish. Oh. They're kind of looking at each other like they're doing the math. They're trying to figure it out. It's like, okay, so if we got 2 fish to an order, 40.
I will say you have
20
the greatest
fish.
chef I know back there. Perhaps she can help.
They kind of both look at you, Murdigan, and are like,
Ooh.
I mean, if Beth specifically looks at you, is like, if you want practical experience, I guess, yeah, hop in.
BM making these poor kids do math.
VM is just really chuckling to himself with a big toothy grin and drinking more ale.
I'll say if you wanna jump in on the cooking, you can go ahead and make a survival check.
Sure.
To see if you'll survive if you fuck up my fish.
No, you've got high wisdom. You'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
a
really
23.
good.
Okay.
Damn.
You jump into the kitchen with Beth, and you guys just like oiled machine are just like cut, batter, drop, fry, out, cut, batter, drop, fry, out, like for all of these before you end up deciding to just fill a wicker basket with these pieces of fish. Only takes about, I'd say, half an hour for you guys. You get multiple skillets rocking, and you just are fast frying these. And I mean, definitely, yeah, you could replicate this if you had the right stuff. But you have now made
What?
40 orders of beer battered fish and put them in a wicker basket to be delivered to Behem. So as the man returns, Beth goes, all right, Taryn, this is what we got. Here's all the orders. Okay.
I smell them.
He picks it up and heads back out, and you see
Oh my
him come
God.
towards
Oh my
you, emerging from the door with this giant basket of fried fish pieces.
Sebastian's just like looking at his second drink, hasn't yet had it yet, and sees the massive mountain
it's like
of fish.
a laundry basket, like filled with pieces of beer batter fish. And he
You
sets
just
it down at the
populated
table.
an
and he's
entire
like,
lake.
Honestly, I'd usually be more mad that you didn't tip. Well, I mean, you gave me a gold piece, but honestly, like, this set my profits up for the night. It was a bit of a slow one today.
Least I can do.
And he just sort of
See,
like nods at you and gestures.
I've always been an advocate for small business.
Support your
Be
local
him, man
businesses,
of the
ladies and
people.
gentlemen.
You know what?
Be him.
That's the way to be.
Happy Labor Day.
It's
Happy Labor Day!
Happy Labor.
Now
You
to
don't know how
enjoy
hard
the
it's been
fruits
since
of
we
your
lost
labor.
yeah.
I raise my flagon to him, and I look out the door that Bolt went out of, and I give him a whistle.
Oh my gosh.
He comes back in just like turkey bone in mouth, like staring, holding it in his mouth, looking wide-eyed and concerned.
I take a piece of beer battered fish and I fling it across the tavern towards Bolt.
He's just gonna go ahead and make a dexterity check to see if he can grab it. Yeah, he does. He's fine. He
Nice.
grabs it and just scoots outside again immediately. Like he comes in like a couple steps, sees it sail overhead, and like stands on his hind legs, catches it, and then just outside and around the corner again.
Then I'll look around. I'll look around the table at all of my cool friends, and I'll say,
Dig in, everyone. That was a mighty pass through the mountains. It is what you deserve.
I go ham on this fish.
I too go ham on the fish.
I reticently, with a fork, spear one of the fishes and then put it onto my plate and then eat it all hoity-toity. Fork and knife.
I'm going ham on the fish.
As you guys are all going ham on the fish, Murdigan, you're still in the kitchen. The tiefling man returns and he's like, Beth, I think I got an idea. I think these people have figured something out. Sort of. So what if, like, we get more of these baskets, right? But what if instead of fish, we do battered chicken?
Oh, let's go!
And she's immediately like, you see her, like, the gears are turning. She's like, okay, yeah, but do we want to do beer batter? Is that really good? And see the man's like, oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
You may have inspired a local business to invent a bucket of chicken in a high
Let's
Oh my
go.
god,
I am
we've invented KFC.
You guys
so-
might have
I
just
think you
invented
mean we invented
KFC.
chicken coop. Thank
Oh
you.
my
Oh,
god.
of course.
Not the coop.
The coop is now canon.
Wait, did you guys have fish or was it just strictly chicken?
Oh, we had chicken and fish.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Really fun, good. But yeah, I continue to eat. I continue to get flagons, and I continue to be very
Merry.
happy. I
Yes.
pick up a
Merry.
I
Even.
pick up a fork and show it to Ruka, and I say,
Look, lad, a new attachment for your arm. Ah!
and take more swigs and eat more fish.
Sebastian will
guys
take
drink your
Lo
way
and
another-
through the
behold-
night.
Lo
Yes.
and behold, Ruka puts away, or gets out his arm, puts a fork in the attachment.
Let's go!
It rattles around loosely a little bit, but like there's enough. It's got enough depth that even with a fork, there's a retention there.
Ruka puts a little stick in there to just like kind of help it stay in there.
Beautiful.
You just take a little piece of the napkin, just like ball it up in the corner, so that way it's sturdy.
Nice.
You now have
Sebastian
a
sort of-
fork hand.
Sebastian sort of, after thinking to himself, goes like, "Alright," and I'll take a full swig, trying to down the whole thing in one.
While he's taking a swig, I am going to aim the fork arm onto whatever fish he was eating.
You're just gonna take it.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and, if I notice it, I'm gonna try and parry it.
So, Sebastian, while you're doing this, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage since you're chugging the
Thank
whole
you.
cup in a go.
Thank you. That's what I wanted.
Ruka, I'll say go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage versus.
Yes!
Uh,
5!
Oh.
No, 8! Woo!
Okay, so an 8 and a 5.
So 5 on Constitution for my drunkenness.
So sorry, your passive perception, Sebastian, is 10?
11!
11. Oh, okay. So as you go and drink it and then set it down, you're immediately like vision goes blurry and are like, whoa, I feel a little drunk. As you see Ruka just reach over and overtly just like take the piece of fish that you set down on your plate and just with his fork hand and take a bite of it.
I saw that, you bandit!
While you're totally wasted after just chugging an ale for
Sebastian's
the first time.
out here saying, "Don't call my family thieves," and then is hurling the thief accusation at his friends.
This sight happened right in front of me. I saw it with my own eyes.
What are you talking about?
You took my fish. Have I not suffered enough today?
As Rika takes another bite.
No, Sebastian, this is my fish. You have no fish on your plate, as you can clearly see.
That's your fish.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
starve.
This is my fish. You never had a fish. Otherwise, it would
rolling
be on the
insight.
plate.
Meanwhile, there's still like roll with disadvantage because you're poisoned.
Please, thank you.
And there's literally a bucket of chicken or of fish still sitting there with like
Ooh, both
20
bad.
pieces in it.
5.
I mean, yeah, Ruka, go ahead and make a deception check.
A deception? No.
You took my only food.
Wait,
Now I'm gonna starve.
wait. Can I do it with advantage since he's drunk?
No, I
Oh,
had
he
disadvantage
has
because I'm drunk.
disadvantage
Fuck.
already, yeah. So,
I just go. You're trying to pull a fast one on me, but I am the fastest one here. Now you give me my fish back, or we are going to have a minor disagreement. I respect your friendship.
I've already
Am I not the fastest one here, movement speed wise?
no
I've got the
worries.
highest dex.
Oh, I'm talking about like
Run
movement speed, like movement.
Naturally, I
speed
believe you would, but I know that
yeah.
yeah, as the armor that makes him some +10.
Here, Sebastian, I have an idea. I'll split my fish in half and give you the other half.
I'm insulted, but will accept your offer.
Cuts a third of it off and gives him the third.
I need to run some
Oh no.
calculus really quick. Can I
Being
detect that it's a
sibling-ass
third and not a
behavior over
half?
Go ahead and make a investigation check with disadvantage.
Please, yes.
Where would we be without
Ah.
diplomacy?
6.
6. Nope, it's a half.
See, now we're being civil.
Or at least it looks like it. It's hard
Civil.
to tell. There's 4 of them when you look at it, so.
Civil. Get it? It's like he's pointing at several now, having made a terrible pun.
I just kind of laughed to myself and continued drinking and eating my fish.
Several.
Oh god, the baby's drunk.
He's drunk and very sad.
Aww.
No, but it's raising spirits. And then after that, he'll then unfurl his guitar and then look at the barkeep.
Oh lord.
Eventually you do catch the man's eye, and he's like, oh, I mean, sure, if you
I begin to play immediately.
go ahead and make a performance check with disadvantage, because
Oh
or
my
actually no, sorry,
God.
make a Constitution save again.
Oh, amazing. All right, okay, just straight Constitution save.
He's gonna barf. Watch it.
Ooh, really good. Dirty 20.
I think it would still be with disadvantage though, because it's still a saving throw and you are poisoned.
Okay, sure. Okay, not as good. 10.
10.
What?
You kind of come back to your senses again. You're a little tipsy still, but you're not
Yes,
wasted.
yes,
So go
yes.
ahead and just make a straight performance roll.
Excellent. Thank you, DM-san. I'd be happy either way.
Hee.
Natural 20 for 24!
Hey!
For a total of 24. Okay.
I start playing extremely energetic, vivacious,
Yeah.
flamenco guitar music.
Like straight up, just Sebastian just stands, gets to his feet, shrugs off the alcohol, and just begins to play to his heart's content.
And at the same time, I'm now wearing my normal boots. I'm not wearing my boots of elven kind. I am now doing all the impactful steps in time to my music playing.
Ooh.
And like essentially flamenco dancing while I am playing the guitar itself.
Incredible. As you sing and dance, and a few folks do join in and bop along to the music. Nobody seems to come along to play with you, but folks certainly do appreciate the extra vibe that it adds to the tavern as you play and drink and eat fish into the night, all of you, before
Witness the moves of Mazabi's strongest son.
before you stumble your way back to the bunkhouse. Sebastian still playing all the way down the street.
Oi!
Unless there was
That's it.
anything that anybody else would like to have done in the bar before the night's end.
I give okay, right before we're leaving, I walk up to barkeep Blue Man and did we ever get his name?
Murdigan overheard it.
Well, I didn't. So I walk up as the four of them are like on their way out. I imagine I walk up to Mr. Blue Man and I hand him 5 gold as a tip.
Oh,
And-
perfect. Yeah, that'll cover tab and tip. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And I
guys
also
new here? I haven't seen you around. You look like soldiering types, though. Palace?
yes, we're with the Palace Guard. We just rolled in this morning.
So you're new to town, huh? Well,
Yes.
welcome. I'm Taryn. I don't know if you really saw her, but my little sister in the back, Beth. She's she's young, but she's got a knack with cooking in the kitchen, and I mean, when it's only her and I who gotta run the business, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to an able set of hands.
Yeah, so we thoroughly enjoyed everything tonight, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for, actually tipping, despite most of you saying that you wouldn't. That was. Do you guys just. do they not tip where you're from? Or, like, I'm so confused. Like,
I'm
do
not
you
quite
guys
sure
not
if
know? Like, like the tipping culture here? Like, do you want. I can fill you guys in since since you did actually tip for the night. I'd be willing to pass along some information.
yes, I would appreciate that. Some of us are not from around here, let alone I don't know if they've had experience amongst civilization before. Clearly referencing BM.
The
Back at the table, be him smacking the table and laughing, saying,
And then he asked me to give him a tip. I could have killed the man.
If
No!
we're still in the bar, I'm gonna jump on the table and continue playing.
yeah, that's just all happening over there. So
Dancing.
I mean, Terry
Yeah.
doesn't even notice VM say that. He's just like, well, you see, with things have been expensive. Dealing with this war that's been going on, kind of glares at you a little bit. Just like there's a little bit of something there, just a little animosity.
Understandable.
So we've had to adopt a tipping culture here since things are getting so hard to afford. Since seems like soldiering types have been eating up most of the resources and requiring it on behalf of the crown. Regardless, anything that's not just going to a store and buying something, you should probably tip here. People do not like it when you don't tip if it's for a service.
I get flashbacks to the bathhouse, and then I kind of snap back to it, and I hold out my hand for a handshake, and I appreciate the information on this.
And I hope to make your patronage again, so long as you guys come back to tip. As it just gives you a sly look.
Mm-hmm.
But your tab is paid for the night, and you can mark that gold off your sheet.
Yes.
I'd imagine funds have started to dwindle a little after today. Between the
Maybe not.
bathhouse and the things that have happened so far. The 20 gold worth of fucking beer battered fish.
I got a lot of money, son.
Hey, yeah, well...
Not enough for magic stuff yet, but we
Yeah.
can pop some bottles at the tavern if we
Yeah,
want.
pretty much. Like
That's the real magic.
you guys are kind of the equivalent of like baller college kids who can buy like Hennessy and cognac and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Top shelf vodka.
Like it's not like you guys could afford to like have a car or buy a house, but like you can buy the expensive vodka and stuff and go out and party every weekend. You got good
Nice.
side hustle.
Yeah. All right, snap, crackle, pop. I snap, shakes Terran's hand, and make my way out to join up with the rest of the group.
You guys, the rest of the night, I will just say, just sort of passes you by with fond memories made with friends and, well, stomachs full of beer battered fish.
So
Uh,
When
make
we
your
when we get back, I put a little like bucket that was out on the street by Sebastian's bed. He kind of flops into bed.
just take the fish basket with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
oh my-
included in the price. You can just take the fish
Oh my
basket
God.
with you. I would imagine Sebastian would
Wonder who
gravitate
that's
towards
for.
that as a barf bucket.
He doesn't really get it. He's like, oh, wonder what that's for. And then, but then, it's like, oh, it was a good day at the end of the day. I'm sorry. But... And then he just kind of flops.
And I will say, with that, the rest of you
Bucket
do
here.
all follow suit in your various states of
Oh.
drunkenness and fullness and the
Mhm.
knowledge that you've learned on how to cook delicious foods. And I think that's where we'll call it a wrap on this short one for now.
Yeah.
Because I
Nice.
know that you have to go,
Ooh.
Nighthamas.
I have to go, but I will say
Yeah.
before that I really fucking loved that session.
Good. I'm
It was
No,
glad.
that was good. That was good.
Sebastian had a rough day. It was great.
He went through all kinds of emotions, poor lad.
Yeah. Oh man.
Ooh, I know what I'm doing next session though, if we still have time between our next assignment.
Yeah, you guys still have the 2 days after this, which I'm not gonna do fully. I will just say, tell me what you would like your characters to do, and then we can go over that next session.
And then we can
Beautiful.
just highlight those and then just maybe skip ahead to
Yeah,
next
we'll
assignment.
we'll do
yeah.
everybody will do a quick character highlight on what you were doing for those 2 days. If you want to hit a shop, I'll condense it a little, but I figured an actual social encounter in the game where I promise lots of social encounters would actually happen would be nice.
Yes.
And
Will.
will somebody remind me what your guys' XP is at? 18 even?
1650. No, I think it's 1650 right now.
I have 1800 on my
Oh, you
sheet
do?
here.
As
Yeah.
do I.
You got two. We got
Oh,
150
you know what?
from somewhere.
I gave 150 last game. Yes.
Yeah, from the side encounter with the trap and everything, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't add that in there, so it should be 1800.
Yeah, everybody should be at
Yeah.
1800 experience
Okay.
points.
Alright.
Alright.
Until the next session, boys. I
Yes.
must away.
Have a good night, Night Moose.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Good night.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Todd, for session.
Yeah, no
Thanks.
worries. I'm glad
Man.
Thank you,
had
everybody, for
fun.
being here.
Yes.
Look at that. You
I
guys
was-
didn't even get through a full sentence on my Google Doc.
We did it.
God.
Man, Seb's bad day.
And I'm glad that it
That's
at
a
least
very
turned
bad day.
around with an incredibly inspiring drunk performance that just
yes.
brought the mood up of everybody, including
I
yourself.
what I realize what I need to do is I need to just actually get a bunch of flamenco songs, and I need to just send them to you so that when I play it, then it can actually be reflected in the music.
Yes, absolutely. Send me those things for your character inspiration, and I will totally I'll MP3 them onto Spotify or something, and make a
That'll be
little
amazing.
Sebastian playlist.
Amazing.
Oh, do you want
Yeah.
do you want mine then?
Yeah, if you're gonna play music.
Oh,
For
okay.
character themes and stuff, I've already got those from you guys, for
Okay.
whoever has sent it. I've got that stuff down, but
Yeah. Alright, well, I will catch you cool kids later. I gotta make some dinners.
alright.
Have a good
I also
one.
need to dip. I'll catch y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Peace. Bye,
See ya.
guys.
Is it just you and I
Ooh,
then, Ken?
For el momento.